one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing.
Me?
We want you to smoke the natural herb.
Sweet.
Some call it marijuana.
Sweet.
Some call it sesame.
Sweet.
Some call it lamb's bread.
The tea.
And some people call it...
Welcome to another edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I'm your host, Adam Dunn.
I'm Dave Charnick.
And where the fuck is J-Lo?
This is not low.
Not low.
Not low.
She's wearing green top to bottom. She's wearing green top to bottom today. Now we have we do have Vinny though.
Yeah, Vinny's here.
Vinny made it.
I'm good.
He didn't abandon ship.
Wait. If we're talking about J-Lo, you're going to go straight in, but we have Vinny.
But we have Vinny.
He's the cute one?
Yeah, he's our new cute. He's the new cutest on the crew, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit like if you think Dave's a cop.
Yes, do that. See how many we get now.
Actually, hit like if we can get Vinny laid in 2023.
Wow.
It's already done.
Okay.
Done deal. All right, I win.
You got him laid already?
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying anything, but I think I win already.
Vinny's the GOAT, so I'm just going to assume.
Yeah, Vinny's going to kill it. 2023 is a big year.
2023. All right, let's get him laid again.
Way to go off the rails, Dave. Right
Yeah,
off the
wow.
gate.
Yeah.
Dave.
I'm trying to get the likes, man.
No, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Vinny getting Vinny laid?
I
That
think
should be
that
a lot
will
of
not
likes.
I think
work.
we're getting more Dave's a cop.
Dave's a
links.
cop. I think that's going to get us the
That's
most.
for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
Look at him getting flustered. He got flustered when he said that.
I mean, you're blowing my cover, man.
I know.
You blew my cover!
Shoot the moon.
Oh, boy.
Zipping up.
I have that.
Fall the freak with the basketball.
Yeah,
That's right.
I
That's
got
right.
that one.
But we have a full show. We've got in-house right here.
Dun, 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 dun.
One Dan. We got one Dan now. Two Dans later. Dirty Dan's going to
One
be rolling.
Dan, two Dan, three Dan,
Three
four.
Dan, four, exactly. We got, I did post it properly. I said Dan and crew because I just knew that would be the best way to do it. And sure enough, he brought one.
Brought Greg and Wade.
Exactly. Wade will be coming later.
It sounds like two former members of the Allman Brothers.
J-Lo's spot.
No one can take J-Lo's spot. Come on.
He can't. He don't take her spot.
He can come right here.
We have a microphone
He can
for
come
him
over
right
here
on
too
the end.
whenever he needs. Whenever he needs. He's.
I think he said he needs another 3 or 4 Budweisers.
He was
in there.
lubing up. He told us to.
That's right.
Plus, there was a lack. He had to. He's like, got to get some good deep breaths. He was noticing the air. He definitely noticed that we don't have air here. We have a shortage. We have a shortage in Colorado.
He's been
Got right off the
He's
plane.
trying to
snowboard.
I think he's scheming how to get more air here or some deal. I don't know. I heard it. I could hear the wheels turning at that point. But we also have we have Dirty Dan coming into the studio later, who is our new act. Winner.
He's got mad skills.
I know. So he's going to be coming in to give us his update from the bars contest they had at Consumption Park. And Red's going to also be coming into the show to give us the update of what happened
If
there.
he won second, I want to hear the person who won the 250.
No, he didn't win second. He won first place down there. It was the first round.
Oh,
the 250 is not until 420.
See, I'm stupid.
I know. You're not a good manager.
No.
You're a terrible manager.
Yes.
I'm taking the reins, obviously.
That's it. Adam's in control.
I'm in control now. But no, in general, basically, we collectively, as a group here, sent the talent down there and crushed game.
Yeah.
Kapow! And now he's ready to take it on for the Nationals.
Skate made.
That's right.
And what was he doing?
Rapping. You're gonna battle. You're gonna do.
You got to rap
It's
battle.
Dan versus Dan.
Fuck it, I'm in.
Oh,
Since
you lose.
Is Dan coming?
I'm telling you, you lost.
Okay, Dan.
This guy's something special. Okay,
I get it
he is
now.
something special.
No, but anyway, so we're gonna have. So we have Red
And Dan.
and Dan.
Nice.
Yes, sir. And
Please
What
don't
was
do
that?
that to me.
Do you remember what the contest was called?
it was bars is the
Yeah, bars.
was the with the Z with the Z.
With a Z.
Exactly.
A Zed.
Z. I was going to say.
You were about to say Zed.
I know. I
heard
did.
it.
I did. It's so European of me.
Euro Z.
Speaking of Europe, what is it? 3 weeks now? It's 3-week countdown.
Really gonna get me all puckered up, man?
Just say it. Just you tell people, hey, we're going.
We're going to Cannabis.
There you go. That's how it works.
Yes.
I got
see
my
you there.
passport picture.
I'm looking.
Yeah,
to get
Vinny's all
those
ready to go too.
I have to
We're
go.
all ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're all going. Everybody. Wade's coming with us now.
Okay. And get ready for the GoFundMe that will be up there for the Adam Dunn Show.
It's okay. Dan's paying for everything. That's why he's here.
For this.
That's why he's
Fuck,
here.
might as well.
He said, "Fuck it." See, we got him. That's how we get people. This is our evil plan. We get people on the show, and then we just put them into compromising situations where they end up.
We just had your car towed.
I must agree.
I must
inform.
Sorry.
It's $5,000 to get your car out of Hawk. Just towed it.
So, what is the over and under on J-Lo making it here before?
And
Don't worry about
I
it.
don't know.
No.
60% of
She'll
the
get
time,
here when she gets
it
here.
works every time.
It'll be a grand entrance. Bras and dogs will be happy. Everyone will smile. We're going to take bets right now. Is it a pants or no pants day?
Okay.
Anybody? No?
No pants.
No
for
pants?
Sure.
Okay.
Look at the weather out today.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it'll be a no pants day. I'm a little slow if you haven't caught on already. Takes just a little bit more. But hey, what about the big news?
Which one's that?
The big news.
Twitter?
Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Twitter says cannabis, yes.
It's pretty interesting.
No applause, anything. You're the sound effects guy. I mean,
That's
Twitter.
cool. I never
marketing
had
guy,
cannabis-related
anything I can
stuff pulled off of Twitter.
There you
yeah,
go.
but we never
So
had
it's
a social media platform.
That you can actually say that you can
You
do
can
it.
do it.
Are they accepting advertising of anything?
Yes, they are.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. I think Seeds Here Now put their first ad up. Their first
Oh, really?
in years. Like, he's like, he hasn't been able to put an ad up forever. He's like, I said, fuck it. Just threw his money in the ring.
Yeah.
Boom. Day
Totally.
one.
We should start
Yeah, fuck 'em.
advertising the show there.
Yeah.
Yeah. With our huge budget. With our
GoFundMe.
Go with our huge advertising budget. But,
Me and Elon, we're good buds. We
I mean,
talk
well,
a lot.
Twitter's definitely. I mean, it's like one of the. I just stay
Look
away
at my
from it
Twitter.
because I don't want to get. It's like another thing I don't want to have to look at. I'm like,
Mine's
I know.
but in the end
I've
of the
never
day,
been
it is
scrapped.
like as far as for crypto or for anything that's.
what's
kind
the
of-
over-under?
Oh, and
We-
pants.
Pants!
We all lost.
we lose.
Wow.
Y'all lose.
Lost.
And she had her show.
How
her,
can you wear
her,
pants on a day like today?
her hair's all did.
Oh,
It's all Tina Turner.
Uh-oh.
Tina-
Thunderdome. We're in
Turner.
We're in Thunderdome now, guys. Welcome to the Thunderdome.
And we've got a fair amount of perfume on today.
Oh no! Well, this is good for the listeners. Now they know. Like, oh,
She smells good.
So now we know.
But it is a big step forward in the way that cannabis has been treated by all of the social media outlets as pariahs.
Kind of gonna crush. What's his name's world there? The Social Club or whatever. That's kind of not as interesting.
Oh, right.
Just like you have Twitter, amount of people on Twitter or Social Club. You know,
I
Social.
never bothered to do
You
that.
didn't even do social. You
No,
never
I
heard
never
of
did
it.
Social
Look at
Club.
you. You're looking at me all confused.
Did you do it?
Is that
Burner?
Wait, was that
there.
the,
You guys are wearing pants
It's
too.
Burner's platform that he put together.
Oh, I never did.
And then everybody jumped on it, and I was like, "Why are you going into that little echo chamber?" It's like basically like, "Yeah, weed's cool." It's like,
Hi.
no one's even getting banned. Come on, you
Welcome.
gotta at least
Sorry
get. That's how you know when you're doing good.
attendance.
Like getting banned is actually the way you know you're being successful and getting out there. Because the minute you get banned, you're like, "Oh, I guess they were doing something." So yeah, it's probably the best way to learn because
Julian,
we have not been banned. That's a bad thing. The fuck?
Julian and John from
Demand.
Hash House,
I demand.
Dab Logic, and Verde Natural were saying that if they post anything about a discount on Instagram, they get the flag warning and that their account's going to get pulled.
From who?
If they go on Instagram, just like I was able to post, that if you go to Dab Logic's pre-order page,
Yeah.
you can enter Done Deal and you'll get 15% off your order. I can say that.
15.
And I can put it in on Instagram. But if they do,
You just call down to the precinct and tell them what you're doing. You say,
that's what I did.
You go, "Hey, I'm putting this ad up.
Yeah.
Could you not flag it? Thank you very much."
That's what I do.
That's why I like.
You think if I'm a cop, I work out of a precinct? You don't think I'd be like
We know you're a cop.
management? Like being able to like deep undercover, deep. Yeah, like a supervisory. Like
Supervisory.
I wouldn't have a team of cops working for me. I'm 53 years old.
You're a cop,
The
a flatfoot, a bull, a dick, John Law. You're the fuzz, the heat. You're poison. You're trouble. You're bad news.
Yep. Yeah.
Charnix.
I think we got a lot of likes. How many likes do we get?
Yeah.
Let's see
More.
here.
If
We
you
are
think
up
Dave's a cop.
to. I see 34 likes currently.
That's not enough.
I start to get
That's
nervous.
it.
Let's get some.
You know how people are trying to be Instagram famous all the time? That's why I like that I actually have no followers or friends, because nothing gets flagged. Nothing
Jay
gets
Lonely.
flagged. They're like, your
Jay
5
Lonely.
views aren't taking
You're
us
not going to
down.
play the wah wah wah. The
Jay
price is
Lonely
right.
with no friends.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
No one
If you
loves
guys
her.
want to start following me,
J-Lo needs a friend. That's what she's going to get, friends from social media, because you make lasting relationships
because I don't have
off of
friends.
social media.
Gotta get close to the mic when you want to chat.
number
You can
30.
scoot it back to you if you need
Yeah.
to.
We're going to get a lot of questions.
I
I'm
got
just
number
telling you, bro.
33, bro.
What's up with the hat? Why is it curling like that? It looks like the Ducks, Bill. Just
You will beat your ass for that.
I hold my tacos up there.
that is a great answer.
That's a good
That's
answer. I
where
like
they
that
go.
one. That is a good answer.
Yeah.
Right
into the microphone.
I like to be a little different. you know.
Okay. Then you've got the right crew with you to be different.
Well,
So you guys went skiing? Is that what
We did. Yeah, we did.
And
One day.
well,
That's all
sort
my
of.
old
Or
ass-
snowboarding or skiing? What was it?
yeah, they skied.
I watched
I
him
fell
eat
down
shit
a
on
bunch.
snowboard.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many runs did you get in before you went?
One
One? That was it?
and done.
One and done.
skied
That's
all
what they
day,
say.
so-
I know better.
I got 5. 5 or 6. I think Greg got.
You gonna talk?
I don't know.
right here.
All right, dude. Shit.
I know, it's
That
all
is
we-
way better.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I skied all day. I took a little break in the middle for lunch, and then
Air
was
one.
back out there till they closed it down. So
And your boy over here with one run.
One run and done.
one, and I seriously, I went and pounded a couple of cold snacks and got stoned and laid right down. I'm not trying to pretend. That shit hurt.
Yeah.
I fell down a bunch real hard.
Winter sports.
Wait, you went one run.
Yeah, but you should have seen that.
Should have seen that run though. It was a good one.
It was the runs.
He hit every mogul on the way down except not
No,
with your
it was
skis.
the lady slope, man. It was bad.
Oh, hey, we have a lady on the show.
I have a
Darling,
lady slope too.
Children's slope.
A lady slope.
I mean, it really hurt my pride.
As chicks are flying by, I'm just spraying
no,
on
little
them.
kids. I had a little girl ask me if I was okay.
Nice.
And I said yes. But then I humbled a little boy who was crying. And I said, I can feel your pain. And he instantly stopped crying, and we had a moment.
Did you get any of this on camera, Dan?
I wish he had.
You do now, though.
Yeah.
I think the visuals are good enough.
I paid a good picture.
That's
Sure.
And for all of you, Cowboy Cup is going on again next year, or this year now, because we're in 2023.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
So do you
Come
have
on now,
anything
don't-
planned? Anything new? Is it going to be like a pig roast or something? Like something authentically Oklahoma?
Dude, there's no news on mid-February yet. So
You're not going to break anything here? You're here in studio with us. Nothing to give
breaking
away?
Yet.
Nope.
No breaking yet.
no breaking. There's nothing to
I
break.
think we should move it a week because Mark can't come because of that week.
Which way do you want to move it, Vinny?
Vinny, let's do this.
You want to do it the week after?
yeah,
All right, we'll take that into account.
yeah.
See, now we're getting
that
power
interests
moves.
me. Then
Power moves right there.
Greg, write that shit
I'll
down.
go for a week.
Vinny wants it, what was
The
it,
week
the 8th
after.
and 9th? Is
Yeah.
that what that is?
Yeah.
Write down Vinny wants the 8th and 9th.
Tell Kelly.
If we move it, it's because
I don't know. Chocolates might help, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Greasing the wheels.
That's right.
Nice.
Vinny's going to get hate mail now from everybody who already booked their trip in Oklahoma and all that. And all the vendors who I can't do the event now because Vinny fucking changed the dates.
Fuck 'em.
Must work for the pharmaceutical companies.
I heard it was going to be warmer that weekend anyway.
Yeah.
Really, you're hearing
That
about
sounds
weather in December already?
A Farmer's Almanac, man.
Yeah. Does that really work?
Hell yeah, dude.
I mean, how on point do you think?
I'm not a
60%,
statistician.
80%. I mean, it's got to change every year. I can imagine there's some years you're like, oh my God, it nailed it. And there's other years
They
you're like,
wouldn't keep selling if it didn't work.
I don't know. I always wondered about that. I was like, how could they do this? I was like, when I was a kid, I tripped out. I was like, they're fucking seeing into the
It's
future.
magic.
This is fucking crazy. And then I never paid attention enough
I
to
love that spot.
see if it actually did it proper or not. But
That spot is awesome, though.
Yeah.
Huh?
The spot for Cowboy Cup is awesome. I'm just
of
saying.
course it's awesome.
I wish that I made it.
There
this
are
year.
you
better
are
Nah,
just
you
like
guys
sitting
are-
here all
See, she
not
didn't
having a
make it
clue.
because something or
I was
mom's
so
birthday
sad.
or something.
Mom's
Because
mom was moving on her birthday. That would be the thing I would think.
Something.
That's like all the excuses
that
in
was
one.
a good one too.
Mom moving birthday.
Oh, nice.
Is that what you got?
I'm really sorry
no,
that I
I,
didn't say it. And
I
I'm not
had-
going to mix the
I
next
had
one.
job interview. That was what she
Oh
told
no,
me.
that's it. You're right.
It was job interview.
On the way to the job interview. You have to
Right.
mix that.
She hit a bird or a penguin.
No, Vinny actually hit
like
a
the pig.
goose on the way back. He goosed a goose.
I thought you hit an elk.
Goose.
He goosed a goose on the way back. On the way to, first of all,
Did
on
it
the
crack
way.
the windshield?
No, and it was just like a.
He was just standing in the middle of the road.
I was like sleeping, and I felt the.
They have the right of way, Vinny.
And then Vinny was like, "Goose," and I was like,
Goose.
and I was like,
No
"Oh."
duck in front of it or anything.
The geese in Oklahoma know that the people in the cars will stop.
Not Vinny.
Vinny's not from Oklahoma.
Not on the freeway. No, it was
did.
Fucking rule, but
I'm
no, we were in
saying
Kansas.
there should be
Was
a
it
rule.
Kansas?
We were in
Oh, it
Kansas.
was okay. It was Kansas.
Vinny,
Kansas. They don't have the
didn't
same
you hit
rights.
an elk going to
Yeah,
Vegas?
that's what I was going to say. You shouldn't be driving with him.
Yeah, you
period.
shouldn't-
Vinny is,
He attracts
your
animals.
It sounds like a terrible idea.
he's like Dr. Doolittle. He's like Dr. Doolittle, but he's driving really fast. It's like
Damn.
Dude,
combination.
he had to fix his car with duct tape, man.
Yeah.
He spent the whole weekend like he didn't even get to enjoy Vegas.
Should have been goose tape.
I did. Okay, we had our own house.
did you have flock insurance?
Yeah,
Yeah, Affleck.
we're actually.
Hey, I don't know if this would be covered by Affleck because it was one of your people.
It fucking A should be,
You
man.
may
My
not.
brother Donnie.
They may not care. They may not.
That was Howard, man.
Yeah, Vinny's murdered a lot. Vinny's done a lot of murdering lately. He's on a roll, but he has kittens now, so it balances out. It's like a balance.
I'm killing.
He's
them.
raising.
Aren't they cats
He's
now?
raising.
Turn into cats.
He was raising feral kittens
Yeah, they're kittens. so.
after murdering ducks or geese and deer.
This is like this
Dude.
debaucherous fucking ordeal.
Yeah, I know.
Just relax, bro.
That's how we roll.
So, speaking of which,
It
what
was
did
in a
you hit?
rental.
What happened on the way here?
Oh my
She
god!
got into an accident.
Everybody else hit something. It's like it took me like 2 hours to get to Denver from Fort Collins. That's like unheard of.
No, it's heard of because you just said
You
it.
just did it.
Well, it's just
Changed
it was a terrible commute. Absolutely terrible. Surrounded by idiots.
Right now?
Right.
You ever think, and this, and please don't, I'm trying to be mindful and supportive.
Oh, I'm sure.
Do you ever think of like leaving a half an hour earlier?
I do. You know, an hour and a half is usually it's a good buffer.
But
Who wants to leave 2 hours? Or
We're here for
we're
you.
here. Vinny and Mark are
guys,
here.
my hair takes a while.
Some work can be done around here.
Whoa. Yeah, you could do.
All
You
to
did
come
your
and
hair
get
here.
squished by headphones.
I know. I
So
know.
Sad.
I think I should get.
It was much
I had-
goofier before you put the headphones on.
I know you're right.
It's okay. She'll check it out when she gets home because
For
she likes to watch
250,
the
you
show
can
when
get
she gets
some
home.
nice
I
earbuds.
have to.
I can't believe it.
I have.
You were the only one that in the crew.
The worst part is
you
I
broke
watch
our
it.
tradition. Our tradition is to just like do like a rock
No,
band and like
I
drop
think-
the mic and
let it
walk
go.
away. Like,
I think Dave
just
watches.
let it go, bro.
See,
What do I watch?
I think Dave
'Cause
goes
otherwise
back
you're
and
gonna-
watches the shows.
Secretly.
I said
think
I
he
have
does.
never watched a show.
Oh, come on,
I've
dude.
said
You,
that.
You have.
See what-
I can't stand. I no.
not
I,
watch.
I do, but I wait a long
Sending
time.
clips
I just
and
wait a
stuff.
long time because
Right.
it's
Like
too
10
fresh.
years.
see, the sad part
like-
is
I just feel like too critical.
Uh-huh.
Because later,
Yeah.
if I watch old ones, which I'm like, dude, this is great. Who is this guy? This guy is awesome. Now I'm like, fuck, I don't even know what he's talking. Like that was great back then.
that was you channeling Mark right there. That
try
was
to-
like a
did it to
a
himself, though.
compliment, but a ding.
I wouldn't do it to myself though.
I'm telling you, it was
Mark
good.
saved the show back in the day.
No, this is pre-Mark. I'm talking like way.
Oh.
way
Yeah.
back. Way
KTI?
back.
oh,
When you're really quiet and then the Skype guy was all super loud.
Oh no, the sound is terrible. Yeah, but I'm great.
That's my
Sounds
fault.
terrible.
Yeah.
The coolest thing is
No,
just
I'm kidding.
That was all my fault.
I'm
back then.
fucking kidding.
like I'll walk into the living room and my kid is on
Yeah.
YouTube, like puts YouTube up on the smart television, and it says right on the thing recommended for you, and it's like you doing the history of kosher kush from 7 years
That
ago.
OG Kush episode is
Yeah.
like one of the most recommended episodes of ours. Like all those that
Still
little
is, right?
series.
I know.
Yeah.
Dude, that's pretty nifty.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just glad that the show is being recommended. I mean, granted, it's my
it's being,
my account, but
it's both being shadow banned and recommended. Yeah, it's probably just giving it to you just for laughs. Like, we'll make them think we're recommending it by recommending it to him.
But do we have proof of this shadow banning? I mean, we did something in January to make the show like quadruple its audience.
Shadow ban.
Red man.
All I know is I handed my phone to some fucking
Red Man.
influencer. Everyone's like, dude, this guy's got you should hook up with him. The guy looks at my phone and goes,
I was there.
oh, you're hella shadow banned, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, there you go. Because I was like,
Well, did he explain what that is and why? And
Nah.
can we
No,
get
he
out of
was
the shadow?
He was still walking.
he was just cruising along. It was just one of those like, dude, you got to meet this guy. All right. And he like, what's your fucking thing? And he looks and he goes, oh, bro. Because he's like looking, he's like 10 pages deep. Oh, there you are. You know, he's like, yeah. It just puts you off the fucking, like, I think that Fastbuds official that was on the show today. Oh yeah, I didn't even announce Fastbuds. Jesus Christ. Will be. I think he's also shadow banned too because I looked through on the thing and I couldn't. And like every time I'd go back to find it, disappeared.
If there's anybody out there who works in SEO and understands this shadow banning thing, reach out to us and help us get out of the shadow.
Have them call me too.
Don't do anything.
Why?
We just got our Facebook.
Stay in the corner over here and do our thing. Because we don't want them up our ass.
Make no waves.
But we don't want you working so many fucking
Any
jobs.
giveaways? That's the deal. No giveaways.
You know?
You can't monetize this show on YouTube.
We're not gonna on
you're saying.
YouTube. We just
Yeah.
use it to attract more listeners, and then we'll get some more meetings in the what do you say, in the bank, right?
Sure.
With Nell's production company, and maybe they'll carry us on their streaming service. You know, and you won't have to work 9 jobs. That's what I'm saying. You know.
So the chat
I
said
heard you guys like weed.
that we should talk about genetics.
Well, we're gonna talk. We're gonna be having Fastbuds on in about 10 minutes. And so we're
Yeah,
gonna
actually,
talk about
I'm-
nothing but buds. I totally
I'm
spaced
really
it.
interested in.
Well, so the whole thing with them, which is interesting. So James basically told me that they're doing a kind of somewhere in between autos and photos. So it's basically taking autos, crossing them into photos, and reducing times that are down to about 2 weeks on every strain. So very interesting for Oklahoma, places like that might have, outdoor tighter profiles to work in, places like that. So it'd be really cool to talk to Nick about that. There's definitely they feel like they've got it dialed in. So
That's interesting.
That is very interesting.
it is.
Love to hear about
So
that.
you're part of the show. You're going to hear
Son
about
of
it.
a gun.
Oh, amazing. And then let me see. Boom.
Boom.
Okay, so
He's reading his phone. That works for the fourth wall.
It's Inside Baseball
What do
with
you got?
Adam Dunn.
I got
here,
5
you know?
people here. I'm checking out.
Tell
I'm
us
like,
about
yes.
the Cannabis Cup. I mean, the Cannabis Cup, the Cowboy Cup. What are you going to bring to it new? Come on, you don't have to
something.
tell
Give us something.
No. Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, you guys. I mean, there's no doubt the shit that went down. This
Okay,
year,
we
the
know
shit show
Gangier is
that
not going to be
ended.
judging next year. That's,
No.
Okay.
No, hey, we've looked at we're looking at all the the protocols that we take in, and really at the end of the day, we don't feel like we did anything wrong, but at the end of the day, I think the 2 week window after the sun grow might have been a bit of an issue, but like I said last time we were on here, we look at this every year, and we're going to look at protocol this year and try to let everybody know, try to clarity and up front and whatever they want to, whatever they want to know. So I don't know. I hate to.
Well, you can let the Adam Dunn show handle taking,
You wanna do
all the
intake?
way
Well,
to
You
my
guys
hotel
said you
room.
didn't want to do intake. You still want to do intake?
No, we would have somebody else do that, but we would handle having independent judges set up, celebrity judges.
Listen
Maybe
to
we'll
him.
get
Well, no, that's what we're doing
Adam.
now, though.
We'll put on the masked judge.
And that's what we've been doing. I mean, we want a diverse panel of judges, and so
well, educated judges.
Yeah, educated judges, and so that's one of the things we're going to do this year is start judge selection a lot earlier. And,
It wouldn't even be a bad
more-
idea though too. Is like, for instance, you got this show, you got the Dude Grow shows, you got all those kind of crews that are already, pretty good within their own. They give them all like a
They won't stand on stage and call out everybody.
No, but just give them like one vote for everybody, but like they go as a crew, you know what I mean? And then that would be like, that's already, because that's kind of how I felt like a lot of the cups work best, is if you're in like a table situation with 5 people and you're all talking and you're all doing stuff. If you try to go by yourself, you're not going to get like it gets
There's
all
no traction.
You got to like bounce things off each other and stuff. So it's feel like even if you did that where you gave crews single votes that were more, that way you get like more of like, a group think kind of vibe out of it.
Yeah, and we've always told our judges that we want to spread it with their family and their friends, and it doesn't have to be a singular experience, to kind of talk with everybody involved as well. So yeah, I mean,
but it might also alleviate the whole like people not feeling like, because that's also part of the thing too, is like if you're doing it and you get a chance to try all your other people's weed too, because you're all curious. Like there's been events I've been to where you don't even smoke, you don't even see other people's weed hardly, because it's all judged behind some bullshit, and then you get the results, and then it's all like, that's where it gets all weird. But if you like, pretty much every group that's there could almost have a vote, you know what I mean? If they have
that's a wonderful thing about what we do, is everybody gets to see, a third, because there's so much to be handed out. There's what, 3 different judge packs?
Well, there's 3 different panels for indoor flower. We had 180 something indoor flowers, and so we tried to break it up.
Legally,
dude, Adam, our philosophy has always been, at least from the start, was, we're trying to sell this product to the public, right? And so, is it beneficial to have professionals versus people that are actually going to be out there in dispensaries looking for your product and paying money for your product, and to have a diverse set of that, but I still feel like having a good weight of Oklahoma OMA, cannabis patients, that the people that are going to be out there searching your products out to judge it, because this is what we're looking for. We're looking for Oklahoma trends, and we're looking for different things, to set you up for next year.
It's a really jagged edge. The things that we feel would be the very best, not always are the best, because it's about the patients and the judges. They're just people from Oklahoma, saying what they like the best.
And that's ultimately that's who you're trying to sell your product to. So
when the last time we were in Europe, in Barcelona, right? You went to Terp Tower. I went with Ed to the Legends of Hash competition. And they did exactly what you were talking about. They had 10 legends, in the room, who sat at a table in the corner. They had rigs out. They had jars. They passed them around. They talked back and forth. It was, circular table. Everyone was sharing what was going on. But they judged. But then they were all around. Everyone in the room was, they were sending it all around. So there was like the professional judges, but then there was the people's choice. Mm-hmm. And that just seemed to be a great way to judge a competition.
I think it would be, in our hash where we've got
the high-end stuff, especially.
Well, if I did a category where I had 30 entries, right, we can do that in a weekend, right? If it was a Friday, Saturday deal. Problem I have, like I said, is 200 indoor flower entries. It makes it a little harder to do that. But to do that for one of those categories, like you guys say, I mean, it's something that definitely think about. So.
Well, I mean.
No, it's definitely. I think that I like the idea of the most important thing is, of course, like I said, the people that are going to be using it in the end. You don't want to be force feeding them what you think is good.
Sure.
For sure.
That's the
just
really fortunate
trends.
thing. It's always an awe. It's like, oh man, I think that one's going to be a real heavy hitter. And to see where it places in the minds of everyone else.
Yeah.
And I'd almost like to see you guys not testing for THC.
Well, we don't test for THC, but it comes with the test that's attached.
But
our judges
don't ever put it out because
no. Our judges don't
idea.
see THC percentage.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
Resonant won year 2 with 18% THC. Just.
I want it just out of the whole nomenclature when it comes to judging it. I mean, nobody sits there when they judge a fine bottle of wine and going, "What's this? 80%?" Alcohol, or 40 proof, or what?
Might be crazy wine. It's moon wine, 10% wine.
Wine would be 12%, right?
I'm a 23% guy.
Something like that.
Well, yeah, but like a Merlot is heavier. But believe me, when I used to drink, I would look at wine and go, fuck that, I ain't drinking that shit. I'm going for good shit. So I would actually do that. But it was also, that's me.
On alcohol percentage?
Oh, yeah. I would
really?
sometimes. Just sometimes. It's just, my
That's
brain.
the first I really.
Oh,
I didn't even know they had it on the bottle.
Chocolates are
Because I'm a
2%.
Gauging wine on alcohol.
I thought we gauged it on
I'm just
price.
saying,
Like
You put
how
a
much
beer
you wanted
near
to-
him. He might grab that from you. He's a raging alcoholic. He might, you
That's your
know.
old lady.
I am the worst alcoholic ever in the sense I only drink Budweiser.
Oh, that is the worst.
You know,
Yeah.
I won't drink other
Can
beer.
you really be an alcoholic just on Budweiser, though?
That makes me feel so good. Thanks, buddy. That's why I'm here. You know, I may be a banquet beer every once in a while.
Wow.
But you know,
Cheap date.
Dang.
well, yeah. I mean,
for sure.
I put out.
I know somebody. The whole side of his man cave wall is his Budweiser fucking empties.
That's a
you know.
good fella right there. You know, he likes
That-
America and guns.
No,
Probably
seriously.
he owns a 4-wheel drive pickup. I bet you.
I don't think so.
No.
No, not this guy.
Not this
we would love to brainstorm and powwow on how something could be done. We have some friends in our network who they like to consider themselves like professional judges. So maybe you have a couple of those guys. The show idea was great. We should get the Dude Grow show. We should get the guy back from the podcast. You know, and
Yeah, it was awesome. He was
and
there,
have
too.
the podcast guy's choice. You know, something like that.
There you go. That's a great name. Podcast Guys Choice. Can't say guys because
You know,
that is
whatever. The
politically
podcaster
people's
selection.
Yeah,
choice.
there's no problem with that. Yeah.
Just letting everybody. Remember, Travis came in and talked about his PE. Where Adam and I are guinea pigging these tonight. J-Lo wouldn't try
Working
it.
out.
J-Lo, come on.
You know.
Together.
Oh my god!
It's
Last
peer
time I
pressure.
was tripping balls so hard. We were talking to like Tommy Chong. It's a terrible.
Yeah, but this is only 0.25.
Again, she goes home and
Coming
watches
up.
the whole show. See, I couldn't. That's why we couldn't do it
You
because we're all
you-
tripping and we're
Yeah.
all. So I'm not gonna
You really
watch
watch the show?
this. Yeah.
I have to watch the show
There's no
because the
problem with
theory
that,
is
yeah.
that
I'm
if you
just
watch
letting everybody.
and
Remember,
critique
Travis
yourself,
came in and talked about his.
but then the
PE?
problem is you're supposed to
Where
get
Adam
better.
and I are guinea
I
pigging
don't
wrong
get
show
better.
for that.
J-Lo wouldn't try it.
Wrong show for that.
You know.
Together.
Oh my god!
It's peer
Last time I
pressure.
was tripping balls so hard. We were talking to.
Yeah, exactly. Now we have that forever. So, yeah, we know.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
There
That's
you
it.
go.
Don't worry, J-Lo. With
No, but
AI,
we would
with
like
AI,
to-
we won't need you soon. We're gonna have the AI J-Lo. It's gonna come in,
AI
That's
low.
pass out on its own. It's gonna be like computer will just be like. "Nrr," be
That's
like,
messed up.
Should we smell that
Can you make
water?
her
Oh
have
yeah, smell that
implants?
for sure. Test that. Is it really gin or vodka?
Guys, let's go back to talking about competition.
Cannabis.
Yeah.
So, but seriously, regarding the judging, maybe there's a way to. We should brainstorm. We'll come
Yeah,
up with some
love to.
ideas.
Yeah, and we're always open. And I ask, you know, if anybody's watching, you know, any entrants or anybody that's looking to get into the competition, we're always super easy to get a hold of. Call us. You know, we're doing this for you guys. So if there's, you know, anything you guys want to add, let me know. So
What do you think was the biggest like obstacle? Like putting that together and then having some people's opinions, like I don't know, where there was some haters out there saying whatever. Is what do you think? Like, what were they talking about? I guess, or what was the big?
They're talking about
Well,
that
I
woman
think-
who
I
got
think
up on
ultimately,
stage.
You know, well, I don't think she meant any harm by that either. And you know, that's neither here nor there. When I'm worried about is my competition and the sanctity of my competition. I think that people were worried about our protocols, you know, because they didn't know. A lot of questions came up. Of course, you get on the internet and stuff, it just snowballs, right? And you got a bunch of misinformation. And I had to really sit my team down this year and go, look, you guys, we did it all. You know what we did was right. We did it in a clean environment. We did all the things. And so it's not that we're really going to change protocol. It's just that we're going to make sure that everybody that enters the competition has, you know, knows what they're getting into, you know, and how we're going to handle their product
There's an
and what the dates are. You know, we're going to try to get it turned around really fast, which is what we always do. You know, when we get, like I said, you got 200 and something entries into flower, it's going to take me a week to get it around. More because of metric now. I could get it around in 3 days, but metric takes about 5 days to get it through. So we're going to do that.
Yeah, in
to
5
me,
days- in 5
your
days
shit
is
ought to
not a
be able to.
5
Yeah,
days is
you
not a
got to be
problem.
shelf stable for 5 days.
Yeah.
The other deal we're really looking at is the indoor flower dates. Outdoor sun-grown flower entry dates. We're going to try to squeeze that just as much as we can and see if we can't give those guys another couple of weeks, to really get that stuff shelf stable. And so, yeah.
I got to play devil's advocate for a second, okay? I don't. You didn't. I don't think you did anything wrong.
So it wouldn't hurt to
I don't
push it back,
care
right?
about how you put them in jars. Okay, maybe they should have been. I'm thinking if you give them enough time to harvest it, they should be delivering you a product that is shelf stable.
Sure.
It should be. We have a company here,
Ideally.
If I give them enough time, yeah.
that puts their cannabis in sealed nitrogen cans.
Mm-hmm.
We've opened them up years later, and they taste great.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just wondering, do you not have that technology?
No,
in Oklahoma, they don't have it.
No, the people that won, he harvested it on time. But the question's been raised is, does the season want us to go, a little bit further? And like I said, I just want to give everybody enough time, and so we'll push it as far as we can.
There you go. Vinny's idea is the best idea ever. You got 7 extra days.
I feel like
Vinny saved the Cowboy Cup.
Yeah,
See that?
another whole week.
He went from killing the
I
cup.
can at least give him 2 more weeks now.
I think so too.
Well, I
We
feel
haven't
like
made
because
that
that's a
decision.
real.
You just-
Maybe Christmas though.
The key to go is not get too close to Christmas, otherwise people will
No,
mention
you gotta
wine and
do
wine.
that.
You can't
Right.
You got to be ready.
Somebody said it was Thanksgiving. They couldn't get there.
Yeah, you don't want to be on
Wife's
any major
birthday.
holiday. That's always a stupid move. But definitely an extra week. That's huge. And,
Well, and
and
I
it's
think
funny
you
because a
can
lot of
back
times
into
it's that's the cushion. You know what I mean? Like, there's times where
Makes a huge difference.
oh,
And
fuck
it
yeah.
goes back to what you guys are saying. Maybe get a core group of people that is willing to, to give 3 or 4 full days to really judging something like that when we have 30 or 40 or 50 entries in sun-grown.
Yeah.
And, I think maybe something like that would work, and really back it up as far as you can.
And
Yeah.
I feel like you guys said was shelf stable though is I think if the guys are harvesting and they really don't have time because they want to be a part of the competition and they don't have time to really burp it properly and get it climate controlled. I think it's just a really big risk as a business. Honestly, I respect it very much because I think that you're taking those and everybody's pointing the fingers at these different spots when these things come up. But it's it's really impressive, like you said, to have to handle it, put it together, and really come back even stronger.
But isn't there a way to just say, you know what? Maybe we separate out the sun-grown from everything else. We
And do
let
something later.
at the Cowboy Cup. You tell everybody, hey, he had a sun-grown. This was his entry. This was his entry. This was this.
But we've never pointed out anyone that was in a
No.
fault.
I'm not saying you're going to
Nobody's
point.
ever been called out like you.
You're
were
missing
the
my
one.
point. I'm not just saying you throwing anyone under the bus. I'm saying these are all the entrants. We're not judging them right now because it's outdoor. They just harvested.
Right.
It needs a little bit more time. We weren't going to change the date.
Right.
The sun was beautiful. Everyone kept their crop and it wasn't cold. Right.
Which brings into question even doing it in December, right? And so, we, to our detriment, we have a bunch of heaters and heated tents and, we're fighting, the weather and the cold. So do we do 2? Do you do one in,
Yeah, why is it
January,
in
do you wait?
December anyway?
Sun-grown. We're trying to give that year's sun-grown the shot because next year's a new year.
Yeah, what you can also do though is you can.
And so
you
I don't
could-
want to move sun-grown into next year.
No, you don't have to do that. But what you could do is you could have, for instance, sun-grown could be this year since it was such a debacle that you could just have it literally as a altogether one-time thing where it's just like we're there, we do it together. That way, it's a small because it was only 30 entries last year. Or not even?
Yeah, 20-something.
20-something, yeah.
Throw
So
them all
those,
under the fucking bus. Fuck them all.
that's almost like
what
a
I say.
mini
There's
event.
James.
It's almost like a mini.
Fuck them all. Throw them all under the bus.
Yeah, I love you, Bean.
It's like a mini event within the event where you just have it so that it's done there and then. It's not we're going to add that to, and then that way that's out
And
of the
hey,
way.
and,
everybody can look at it together.
Even as an answer to this year, we'll put that shit right out there.
Yes, I'm saying
I love
create
it,
do the outdoor
Judge
as
it
its
on
own
site.
tent.
I think we could do it.
And just be like, this year we're going to focus. We're all looking at it together. If it's growing mold during these
We're gonna
24
put it up
hours
on the screen.
we're going to say
Get your shit tight.
hey guys, this,
Fuck 'em.
and then that way there's no it's done. It's a done. Okay,
love
that's
it.
out of your way.
I love that.
Yeah, there you go.
But indoors is the same
That is a
thing.
good
I mean,
idea.
I don't. So now we're separating
Just like
how we
one
do
tent,
indoor from outdoor.
and it's only-
which I mean,
I didn't realize that's
I'm not
why you
questioning.
timed it like that. If that's the case, then
it's the whole reason we have it in December is for sun grown.
then you just do it like that. You have it. You have everyone show up right beforehand, testing everything. Maybe you do that one right in the round table.
Sure.
There you go.
I think
And that
things
gives
done.
everybody the most time, right?
Yeah.
Because you can
You're
turn that.
pushing-
I can have that stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
it could be
4
at the
days
event.
before
So
the event.
it can even be at the event. It could be
at
part
the
of the
event,
event because it's such an easy thing to. Since you guys are so
Yeah.
attuned to what's going on,
Thursday night
that it can
pre-party.
become part of the party where it's like, okay, so now we all come to the outdoor. Oh, we're going to judge it together. Oh, we're all here together, and now it has its own fucking life to it. And then they get more accolades instead of less.
When
Because
we
that's the
do-
thing is everybody feels like they got like dissed this year, and that's totally understandable. Like any grower, no grower.
How bad's it going to be when those, it's like they're going to be looking at through this stuff and they find these contaminants in there. Now it just really looks bad because we put it on a screen at Cowboy Cup.
Do you
yeah,
Does
but
it make it
Really-
worse?
Now you're forcing them
It's
to
something
clean
to
up
think
their
about.
act.
Yeah, but everybody
But they
will,
have to. Yeah, I mean,
everybody will just have to inspect their shit as they come
So-
in. But
Do you
I want them
think-
to
I
do
think
that
I think
anyway.
that makes it more, you basically giving all of them more space to showcase their stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like tell them, bring fucking plants, make a cool spot. To be
That would be good.
Do you think that there's
big outdoory vibe. Walk in and a bunch of big tent full of plants. Be like, yeah, this is
Yeah,
lot of bugs, man.
Over
motherfucker.
in
Do you
that
think?
part of the thing?
that would be a lot
come
of
in here,
bugs.
come in here,
Thank you.
come back, go
Thank you.
straight to your room.
Okay.
Green with bugs.
You'd have to have
Yeah,
one of
you
those
put 'em in
space
the-
age.
That's where you have to respect the outdoor farmer, and the struggle. It's like
Struggle's
it's not
real.
even a joke. You could have an amazing crop. And
and
these colas that are just so beautiful. And you test your amazing product, and then the bud right next to it. When you're entering outdoor flower, in my opinion, because I've judged several competitions, you do not give big nugs.
Yeah.
Because those big nugs are where little bugs sit. And
And they
in a
poop in
jar,
there.
You
and
don't
the
wanna
way
give big- you don't wanna give big nugs anyways,
when we
because
are
you're gonna
presented
have
this
the judges break it
product,
down.
we keep
Yeah.
it in as airtight sealed, no fucking around. We're not opening, we're not messing. It is what it is. So how you give it to us, that's how the fuck it is. And
28
that's how
1
it
gram
carries all until the judges get it. It's quick from A to B. So it is what it is in that respect. And I feel so bad about it because
Well, if there's
there
moisture,
is
it's like,
contamination
you'll know.
in
It's like you get a little bit in there, and that shit will just and like if
And
it's
it
in,
just happens
right
fast.
because it's in that same it's in a Loctite environment. When it gets in those little jars to go to a
But
judge,
at the same
not
time, you
bird.
guys, I mean, we're talking about a week. We're talking about 2 weeks.
yeah, if they can't
And
hang a
so-
week, because then it
But
well,
there again, like
it
that's why I want to look back at my protocol and go, hey, I want to give you guys as much time to make that shit self-stable. And I think that's kind of
So
Do you
got
think, as a business standpoint, though, to the people submitting, and then your consumers of all kinds, there is like, do you think that there's some knowledge that you want them to have, though? Like, if it's your first year growing or third year growing, and you don't know how to properly cure something, like that shouldn't fall back on you guys. If you can't burp it, I mean, realistically, that's what it's coming down to. It sounds like you're not. If you're putting in wet stuff, it's going to be what.
It's
Right,
a
and so
combination of timing.
But
and
what we
everything,
can,
though.
but what we can do, and like we've been talking about, what we can do is let everybody know exactly what our protocol is. So this is how long we're going to have it. You're going to give it to us. Then this is what the judges are. Not only that, and going back to what Wade says, when you come into my competition, and I'm ready. I've got a jar big enough for a 2.5 gram nug. But when you give me a big cola that's 15 colas that are 3 grams, well, guess what happens? Now my team starts touching your stuff, and now we have to break it up because we got to get it down to those carry limits. We got to be able to get it into the jar. So I can't say how somebody should cure their stuff 60-60, but as far as the competition, give me a 1.5 grams, 2 gram really nice nug that you've trimmed really well, that you're really proud of. Don't give me a bunch of machine trim nugs. It's funny how the first couple of years we got a lot of machine trim. This year was different. Everybody's really kind of catching on as far as competitions are concerned.
Because people are putting money into it, and as a judge, you're like, shit, this has obviously been run through a fucking bin.
Right.
You're really going to put money into it and expect to win, and you ran this thing through a fucking bin?
It's got to tick all the barriers, and it's always getting better. And I think next year with the sun grown, it's going to get better. It's hey, we're looking at this stuff, and so what am I going to do? I'm going to tell the judges when they find contamination in something, and then I bring them new samples and they find it again. What do I say? We're going to give third place to the one that had the least amount of contamination?
Well, this is the
let's
cannabis
just be
industry.
real. Like, I don't want to say anything bad about anything, and I don't want
evolving as well.
But we're going to judge this the way that we see, that we're going to take it to the top. I mean, it's a competition.
All right, we're going to continue with the Cowboy Cup in a little bit, but right now we got Nick coming in, Fastbuds. What's going on, Nick?
Hello. How's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Wonderful.
It's funny too because we were just talking about how we can like shave off a week here and a week there, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, I figured it out. They just got to grow your shit.
Exactly. We have something cooking that is actually right on the subject, gentlemen.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Well, basically, it's our photo period fast flowering. We've just released this year, and it's specifically for this matter of saving time, and actually it's here, it's available, and how we achieved it is by crossing our super autoflowers with their photo periodized versions and achieving a standard feminized photo strain with the benefits of the fast flowering strains. So we're able to achieve a full cycle after vegetation is done within 6 to 8 weeks tops versus 9-14 weeks on standard photoperiod strains.
It's interesting. And my only concern would be like, what about like moms, things like that? Just because that's always an issue with things that have that like tendency to kind of want to bolt on you or start to there's certain strains I have that just want a flower. You can tell they'll just throw a flower here and a flower that you're like, fuck. So those are kind of probably like in somewhere in that sort of zone too, where they're like not true autoflowers, but they're just very sensitive. Is that a case or?
No. Actually, we've been able to stabilize the situation, so you will not experience any, I would say, shenanigans, or bananas, or situations like that, because we've stabilized
banana situations. No banana situations. Yes.
That's bananas.
No bananas. Nobody wants those bananas. And obviously that happens even in regular. Stress it out, or not stable enough, and there's a lot of amazing genetics actually that isn't stable. It's pollinate itself on occasion, but it's so
well. I think a lot of them
they're so special.
Yeah, I think that's
that
part
people still breed with them.
Well, I think it's also part of nature too. Like it seems like whenever you have something that's really good, like if you push it and just let it go, like as long as you can go, somehow magically those plants tend to produce like 1 or 2 seeds. You know what I mean? Or 8 seeds or 10 seeds, and that's where you get these like per pound you find like a seed here and a seed there. Those are like, I feel like those are more like stress, like a plant that knows it's fucking good and just says, come on guys, like just at least
Well, we're talking about a part that's built into the cannabis plant itself. Like we're not using CRISPR. We're not kicking this fucking gene out. It's got it built in to herm out and save itself if it doesn't have a partner by the end of the year. And so to push that off as far as we can go is something something good that a lot of breeders have done. But yeah, like Adam said, I think a plant is strong if like week 11 or week 12, if it know it's dying, it starts throwing flowers. Like it's gonna die. It's trying to save itself.
And sometimes you just get those like random like 1 or 2 seeds, and I'm always thinking like, okay, well that's acceptable, and then you grow those out, and they're usually female, and they're usually like an S1 of itself. You know what I mean? It's usually just some.
Yes.
And those are like a magic.
Those are as we call it, the bag seeds of the industry. And actually, as we all know, there's been many strains and many, let's say very famous small batch growers that actually just of let's say like cookies or Skittles or
pie,
many strains that are let's say popular in the industry, and they've built themselves a name and a career off of bag seed, which is very similar but different.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, I know, and that's why it's always been like a real just like finding a lottery ticket or something like that. You know what I mean? You'd be growing out all these things, and all of a sudden you're like, holy shit.
That's the way that I personally pheno hunt through thousands of seeds on probably like on a quarterly basis, because we keep looking for that unique special terpenes and obviously the crystal count, the structure, and we obviously breed for those factors. So what you can expect in our fast flowering lineup is the best of the best, right? Essentially some really stable photo period feminized seeds that have the traits of our best autoflowers, which recently, as the autoflower cup showed, that it can produce up to 30% THC on lab tests, on an official COA, an autoflower. I'm not even talking about, the fast flowering photoperiod versions, which should be able to produce more than 30% THC on the same exact strain because it has more vigor and strength from the photoperiod. And it also combines, the beautiful traits of the autoflower, which produces faster vegetative growth and gives resilience to.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing with autoflowers, I think the autoflowers got a bad name just because a lot of people were working with like lowriders in the beginning, right? And that kind of
100%. But that was what, like, I don't know,
10 years ago or something.
10 years ago?
Yeah, about
exactly 10 years ago.
But it really fucked up everybody for a good while.
It has a strange position in our industry because, I mean, let's be frank, honest. No super professional grower is gonna grow autoflowers, just autoflowers, because you always have to start with the seed. And it's good in a way, but you will not have the same exact, crop at the end of the day if you keep going from seed time in and out. Even though they are stabilized and so close to each other, the terpene and the structure is going to be a little bit different every time. And the beautiful part about the fast flowering feminized photoperiod, you do find that genetic that is good for you, for your manufacturing or for your health, any condition that you might be consuming cannabis for, then you can mom it and you can clone it. And we're offering this at an insanely low rate. Let's put it like this, just to.
And then
the word.
Do this with your hands.
You got to do like
a
that.
bunch of tests.
Go like this.
Competition, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, of course. So we had over, what is it? It was over 45 in the autoflower competition of basically of just autoflower growers from the United States of America.
And that was Jeremy.
We did COAs for every single entry just to make sure that the judges won't be smoking it that doesn't pass the lab test. And we had categories in the cup, best terpene, highest THC, and we were really surprised.
There was not a shot at the Cowboy Cup either. There was not a shot at the Cowboy Cup.
No,
easy beater.
He's all just whatever. Didn't even hear it.
No, I love it. I'm taking notes.
To all cups.
I love it.
So that was the same.
So we were surprised ourselves because we don't even advertise that our autoflowers hit 30% THC. Or had concrete proof of that. Now, what the autoflower cup just brought to the industry is that, hey, there's autoflowers that are pushing 30% THC on a COA, and
right. Which
we were pleasant surprised.
We're always, what I'd be more curious to see is like what other kind of other, cannabinoids are coming off these things, just to see if it's like, similar to the original version of it, like whether there's any loss or gain of any other attributes.
It tastes like shit.
The terpenes are very interesting in autoflowers, to be honest with you. As a, as a hash connoisseur, and I also, produce hash and extracts myself, I've been pleasantly surprised of the terpene profile that you're able to achieve. Majority, of course, lean into the fruity terpenes or into the sweet terps, but we do have a that also has the sour and the gas and the lemony, so it's really, really good for let's say extracts and terpene and just smoking it in a joint. I would love to potentially send you guys some samples when we have availability from these growers that actually took places in the cup for you guys to judge it yourself.
So Nick, where are you based at?
That would be amazing.
Where are you based at? Where are you guys based at?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
Oh, I was just
where are you based at? I think you're in LA, right?
You guys are in LA.
Oh yeah, we're in Los Angeles, California.
Okay, cool. I just want to double check. And then so that was the same with Jeremy, right? That cup, the auto cup, the Jeremy Nori organizer.
Jeremy was the curator of the cup.
Exactly.
Correct.
No, we had him on the show right before you guys did it, so it's good to hear that it went so fucking well, and you guys actually it's always nice to be surprised at your own events. And actually, this could be a whole category for you guys that you probably never even thought about. So now you guys could, because the Cowboy Cups at the end is beginning of December. So maybe you guys can talk.
You sound like you're speaking fucking Spanish, bro.
What?
I can't hear a word you're saying.
A little breakup was happening there, gentlemen. If you can repeat that, would be awesome.
Sounded good to me, Adam.
I don't know. It's weird. Anyway.
No, yeah.
I was saying you guys could organize in a category at their cup. Yeah. You still having bad sound too, James? I think it's on the.
It might be on the Zoom end.
Zoom end, I think.
Uncut. How's it sound out there in
I can briefly understand.
Strange.
But yeah, you're breaking up badly.
Vinny's not in charge of those breaking.
No, you might need to hang up and zoom back
Vinny's
in, though.
in charge.
Right?
But they can hear you or no?
Can you hear me? Okay, or is it just Adam's mic?
No, we can hear you, Dave.
Oh, that sucks. I'm going to get hate mail for that.
I hear you very well.
Switch with Adam, that'd be great.
As well.
What shirt are you wearing, James? Oh, shit.
Spanish.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you be visiting Cannabis in March?
Yeah.
They're just talking about that.
Looks like we will be. We're
working on
her
it.
mom has got to buy us some tickets. So
We got to hustle hard.
Yeah,
we're looking like we're going to be there for sure.
That's awesome. So we should definitely get together. And there's also an outdoor cup happening at the same time as Cannabis, and it's going to be in a very let's call it exquisite cannabis. And it would be an honor if you would attend and see for yourself.
When is that?
How the industry is
10th,
evolving.
11th, or 12th, I would assume.
Oh, okay. So we're doing a show. I was going to say keep Friday night the 10th open, because after Cannabis that night, we got invited to do a show from an exclusive cannabis club.
Castle.
It's all invite only. No, that's on Malta.
Okay.
It's all invite only.
No.
We don't. I mean, just leave that night open. It's gonna be a fun time.
I believe
I'm not
I'm
allowed
gonna
to
double
say.
check the dates of the event, and I'll allow. There's just like a sister cup happening at the same time, and I believe it will be an interesting venue to attend, and there will be some amazing autoflower and fast flower growers, and I would love to compare. Standards of cultivation to our American standards, as we've just had the cup here as well.
And so on these fast flowers, I was out of it for a minute, but so they are they're completely photoperiod. The feminized photoperiod, completely stable. I can breed with them. I can leave them in my fucking veg room for 6 months and cut clones off of them. I don't have to worry about them popping off on me or starting to turn early.
That is correct. Absolutely, James. Yes. So they are absolutely standard feminized photoperiod strains. The only thing that is different is the flowering time, which we've been able to cut down by, breeding the super autoflower back to the feminized photoperiod until it's stable enough.
And once again, doing work, like not just fucking throwing things together and saying, okay, here we go, but actually doing work, having a purpose, and getting in.
So what I'm wondering about those,
Yes,
like you say super auto. Does that like one particular male that you're using on all crosses and it's using, or is it something where you have some sort of version of each one?
That's a great question. And on the super autos, essentially, so we've been what we call super autos is when we've achieved basically higher standards of potency and THC levels and yield. We've essentially created a category of super auto. We've then bred in between each other and created multiple other strains. What it is in simple words is they are not the lowrider autoflower that you expect from 10 years ago. These autoflowers really produce amazing quality, and that's why there's been a new category created in the autoflower world, which categorized as super autoflowers. And all the new releases from our autoflower lineup is essentially super autoflowers, by meaning of the fact that they produce the yields and they grow very tall, vigorous, and produce upwards to 30% THC. As we know.
Do we have some of these here?
No. But what does somebody who's not familiar with growing your genetics need to know to help them get a good harvest? or is it somebody
So
like
what
me who
seeds are
hasn't
now?
grown
They
in
can buy
20
them from
years?
me. That's all I need to know.
That is correct.
So we
That
do
is
have 'em here.
absolutely correct. That is
That
James
is-
will handle every single.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you just have to-
You
You just have to
just get them
say.
wet and they grow.
You have to feed them like they're
Well, that is actually that is actually the truth. Let me be quite frank and honest. And we've tested our autoflowers in every single environment possible, being from the most basic that you plant it in a pot and you put it on your window where it gets minimal sunlight, you will guaranteed get at least an ounce from our plants. Even if you don't give it any nutrients, you just stick it in the soil and give it some water and let it grow, put it on your porch, it's still going to an ounce or two of great bud. So even if you're a newbie, even if you never tried growing before, autoflower is definitely the way. Because
everything has its place
indoors, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
That is correct. It depends on your skill set. It depends what you're looking for specifically. But if you're a beginner or if you're a commercial cultivator, autoflower is definitely the way. And we supply commercial cultivators that plant acres of our autoflowers, and you need about 30,000 autoflower seeds to fill in an acre. Mm-hmm. And now what you are able to achieve is an additional harvest in the season because of that it happens. It's been proven that actually autoflowers are the best for biomass harvest and extracting when you're doing it in acres because of the time frame and the result that you achieve. So there's not
it
only
makes sense because you got to put seeds in the ground. You don't want to. You don't want to put clones.
There's also a commercial processor advantage to autoflowers as well. Mm-hmm. And I believe that in the past at least 5 years since we've legalized in, it's been more now, 5+ years since we've been legalized in California, and we've been supplying commercial cultivators and beginning cultivators, that we've had these feedbacks that people are just amazed with what they're achieving. For the beginner, the beautiful part is that you don't need to switch the light bulb. You turn it on 20 hours or 24 hours, and you let the plant grow. It grows faster. It's much more resilient to molds and to bugs. And literally you can finish a harvest on a good batch of soil and water. But if you add any additives, then of course you will get bigger yields, better results, better terpenes, and better THC, CBD.
But you're still running 24-hour photo periods?
22. Well, the thing is, you're running everything in full speed. I mean, there's no point of.
Well, I was just getting back to what Bean was saying. Was like, you can still hold it in veg though. Like, there's a way to still hold it in veg to keep it as a mom.
Correct. So the fast flowering lineup is like, again, there's no difference from any feminized photoperiod strain.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got you.
Indefinitely, as long as you're keeping it at an 18/6 or a 24-hour light cycle. Mm-hmm. Anywhere over 18/6, we'll keep it in veg indefinitely.
Like
that's for the fast flowering lineup.
They're still normal. We were just talking.
I'm sorry, I followed.
Dumb question coming from Dave.
Question coming.
You need a dumb question jingle.
Somebody like Adam, who has multiple strains going allegedly, could he add those genetics into your room, or could you not incorporate it because the light cycle is going to wind up being different with all your other plants?
No, his plants. Well, it depends. The fast flowers are normal, so those are just on normal flower times too, right? They don't pop off. Yes. So we're talking regular.
Yes. So no grower should be saying, "Oh, well, I can't put these in my garden." You could bring them in just like you would bring in any other genetics.
Yep, but you have to get them through genetics.
Absolutely correct.
But you have to get them through seeds.
Lineup is just like any other feminized photoperiod strain with exactly the same characteristics, that you can veg it out indefinitely, you can clone it, and it's not going to begin flowering before you give it a 12/12 light cycle.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because there's plenty of plants out there.
But that's it. When you go to 12/12, it's on.
It's on. It's
go time.
Correct.
It's on faster than it would normally go.
Well, I'm seeing
correct.
So flower.
And when you say you say faster, is that or? Because for me, I was already saying on the way here, I was like, I get really scared around week 5 and 6 if I see a single red hair. I'm like, oh my god. Fucked up, you know what I mean? Because I love it when they just kind of keep going to like week 7, and then you might, because otherwise you sort of like poop out on you, So that's all I'm nervous about, is that if they finish off early, you don't get enough chance, to put on that weight that you really do see a lot of between week 7, week 9, like it's all setting itself up, and there'll be times you walk in the room and go like, holy shit, that was something happened, you know what I mean? And it
100%. So many variables,
and so I kind of feel like killing those last 2 weeks is like
there's a million variables, starting from the VPD, PPFD, you know, EC, and all the variables that you input it. And really, to harvest a proper crop, you need to know these variables, and you need to make sure that first and foremost your environment is up to speed, and then, you know, your nutrient and your drybacks are done properly. And when you align everything, then of course the plant could achieve its utmost potential in a very short time period. And I don't know, I've been testing so many genetics in my time span. I'm a breeder, I'm a extract artist, you know, I'm a cultivator, I'm a business owner of all of the above, and basically it's my hobby and it's my passion, you know, to grow this crop. And I would experiment on, I don't know, probably any aspect that we can bring up, any media, any nutrient. I've used it. I've experimented with it. I've did my due diligence.
I mean, this sounds.
They sound like
they would work really well in like a cocoa and situation, just because you can pump them quick and feed. Like I would imagine it wouldn't be the smartest living soil thing to go with or something. You know, it fits a certain category. You know, like it's definitely commercial for sure, and also production orientated, and then also for beginners it's great too, because you got 2 weeks less of fuck ups, right? So you're like, hey, guess what? You got 2 less weeks to fuck the plants up.
A lot of weather in Oklahoma happens that, you know, that back end of it too.
And like we were talking about when you got on the show, these guys had last year at their all their outdoor entries. Most of them failed for mold just because it's like
contaminants, not mold, but just contaminants.
Sorry. Let's break it down. It wasn't Moldgate like I put down on the thing.
What he has right here is so perfect for an environment like Oklahoma, though, because you get a full harvest in, and I can see the bean counter at every outdoor grow who was going, what do you mean we can't sell our weed for $3,000 a pound? It's only $700, and you going, well, you know what? Now we have an extra crop, an entire extra harvest. If what you're saying,
and these plants are getting as big as a normal plant too.
Here's a new category,
like 8 foot.
Bring them. No, that's not the case.
6 foot.
I don't know. I mean, he did not specify of the gram or magnitude of the plant's harvest.
It has to. We have to. Well, this is new, right?
It's
all kind of new.
We have to.
If we go on our website, then you can see the grams per square meter, and every single strain that we release to the market, we do a very, very thorough due diligence, and not only that, we give it out to other people to test besides our own facilities.
There you go.
And it takes us, years to release every single strain, because our brand image is so important, and you can ruin it in just like one breeding. It's not worth it to us. It takes us 2-3 years to release a strain when we're really doing it. You know what I mean? We're not doing a quick breed, one quick harvest, collect the seeds and let it run, because that's how you ruin your reputation.
Well, just in the
you're going to have problems that are going to occur. So these fast flowering strains will actually give you the yields that you're used to. And I'm a traditional cultivator that grows in cocoa and rockwool. The only thing I don't really do in commercial is living soil, although I am learning more about this right now. I personally love to smoke living soil flower. I've just never done it with my 2 hands. One of my assistant cultivators is very experienced in that aspect, and I'm learning it, and I'm really loving the benefits that living soil is actually giving our plants.
Yeah, it's only going to help.
I would like to specify that it all matters on how many plants you put per square foot, and basically on the environment and on the EC that you push, because you can ruin a crop, and we all know that. I'm sure we've all done that, right? Overwater it, done. Underwater it, done.
Don't water
too much heat,
done.
Stressed out, done. Exactly, So I don't know
to a festival.
How many mistakes and losses I took in the last 2 decades, to essentially get to where we are today.
Yeah, we always say
those are the battle scars, as we call them.
If you didn't, overfill your reservoir 100 times, you're not really a grower, right? At least 100 times.
I thought there was something distinctive too about autoflowers with the pod size and the taproot that I've heard that once the taproot hits the bottom of the pot,
it can signal it. Yeah, for sure. It will.
It explodes.
You usually
it explodes, absolutely.
But if you know that, you can plan for it.
Yeah, you do.
Right.
Yeah, you put it in the
So
pot
what
that
do
you're
you
going to finish it in. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's like instead
how
of
you
a
do it.
standard transplant.
But there's no
then-
transplant. There's
Yeah,
no
I think a
That's
lot of
the
people
problem
don't
with-
know that though.
That's the problem that you were saying earlier about putting seeds, or not the problem, but the reason why you want to put seeds in the ground compared to put clones in the ground if you're going to go out into a field, because clones never set up a taproot and they don't put any good roots down. Whereas if you put those seeds in the ground, by the time they've gotten to a foot tall, they've got 1.5 feet deep of roots going in every direction, and they just keep going from there. So compared to you pull out a clone, it's just got little dangly wangly roots that kind of got in a little bit, but they didn't really penetrate anywhere near as deep as a proper taproot. So 100% I can see why people would want to grow auto outdoors on acres, just because it makes it not based on the weather, not based on the photo periods, which you end up putting you in it, locking you into a box.
Outdoors, autoflowers, especially when you put it in the hands of a gifted grower, really produces some heat. And I'm an indoor cultivator personally, and again, what can I say? It's like all different variations of flowers, and there's definitely benefits to autoflower regular autoflower genetics, but there's a huge benefit to our industry with the fast flowering strains, because come on, we all know that rent is among the essence of expenses.
Right.
Power and your nutrients is your next two big expenses besides labor.
Yeah.
And the factor of, it was a great point that you mentioned, that you have 2 weeks less to make a mistake.
Right. Yeah.
Human error.
Yeah.
Human error obviously is a big factor in play.
2 weeks is a long time.
When you're on a
enough time to fuck up a whole.
It's enough time to not burp your outdoor.
2 to 3 weeks.
I didn't want to imply that a big plant was better. I was just kind of curious because we have a lot of places. I have a friend named Jason Hall. I hope he's watching this, but he's down in Southwest Oklahoma, and they're used to doing. They've got circle crops, and so they've got wells, and they've got a thing that can go around and feed these things, and having a smaller plant and having a shorter photo period could be super beneficial. I'm really interested in it. So.
Could you imagine back in the day having a plant that finished 2 weeks earlier when the law, my colleagues, would be coming for you right at the end,
Well, plus, everybody,
sweet.
It's like back in the day with a lot of guerrilla farming and stuff, everybody would be hunters. It'd be like, oh, shit, the season just starts right at the moment when you're about to harvest, and you're like, fuck, everything's in it. So all those little things.
It's whoever's first to market. We all know it. Outdoor cultivation. Whoever first has the harvest in hand gets the most money. Straight up. We all know that. First to bring it down from the hill, to the city, so now you have the opportunity to save time by using proper genetics and being first to market with really great results. So it's a win-win. I've sold so many acres of seeds I can't even express the gratitude of the cultivators, because they would call me. They're like, Nick, oh my God, you were right. It did what it's supposed to do. And now I have a crop 2 weeks to 3 weeks sooner than my competitor does. And now I make hundreds of dollars more per pound, which is a win-win.
Definitely. Again,
and just for the chat gang out there and everybody listening to the show, I did a little something different on this one. So you can actually buy the fast flowers now on my website. Got the orange sherbet, the gorilla sherbet, tropical cookies, a wedding cheesecake. We didn't announce it, and we haven't pushed it live on my social medias. So we just released them like 10 minutes ago. So you guys will be the first to be able to buy them.
It's on Seeds Here Now, not auctions, right? Just seedsherenow.com.
Not auction.
No,
Seeds Here Now auction.
Just regular seedsherenow.com.
Just making sure everybody knew what was going on, man.
Or
there's a couple of them,
Fastbuds 420 section. You'll see them listed up.
Nice. Gabe is on the line, ready to chat right now.
Who's that?
Gabe.
Look at that cool new homepage. See,
right. You get the chat down there. Gabe's waiting for me to push. Moving on.
Oh my gosh. I sneezed. It was such a good hit. Sorry.
Good job.
What section is this in?
Sweet. Here you go.
Look at that.
I like seeing the pictures.
And those are all real pictures from all made by the team, from the real crops. Like obviously,
Well, if you're listening without video, you got to go to Seeds Here Now.
Check out Grower Diaries. What we do, we basically, when we're ready to release, like a pre-release a strain, what we do, we give out the beans without specifying the names to the best growers from Grower Diaries, and they do test runs for the new strains without even knowing what they are. Yeah. And some of the pictures are actually from these growers, that did an amazing job in cultivating the new strains that we've released. And we're very proud to bring this to the world.
They look great.
Nice.
Yeah, so for all you Colorado growers out there who've suffered a fucking oversaturated market, here's a chance if you're getting ready to get your genetics for this summer's run. SeedsHereNow.com.
Exactly. And then if you're in California, if you're somewhere in Sonoma or basically around there, weather is really warm, you can almost push, 3 harvests is a given, but sometimes some people are even able to push 4 in certain regions instead of 2.
And so I'm to understand, you're not going to be selling direct anymore. It's just through SeedsHereNow.com. That's the only way to get genetics, right?
Yeah. In America, SeedsHereNow.com is our premier distributor, and please visit and purchase and support.
That's cool. It's good to have it. It's always nice when you create your own lane in any kind of industry, doesn't matter what it is, if you have something that's unique to bring it to the table like that. And I think with genetics, it's like the first thing we always say, like, people, what do you say for all those up and coming breeders out there? And it's like, well, fucking bring something new. You know what I mean? Don't bring something lame that we've all gave to you back to us. But you by doing this, it kind of puts you in a different lane, which is unique, which I like. So cheers to that.
I mean, it's huge.
What I can say to the beginning breeders out there: going, never stop, because it's a tough ride when you're trying to do something special, and it takes a long time and a lot of hard work. And just keep going, keep trying. Like that lottery ticket will pop. One of those seeds will pop, and it will be something special. You will win the lottery. You will gain a space and recognition within the industry. But you got to keep pushing. Never stop. Just keep going. Roll with the flow.
Grow with the flow.
L's take wins.
That's going to be on a T-shirt.
And you're not going to find that, and you're not going to find that something special buying a clone offline, right? Because somebody else already found it. They sold it to you.
Yeah, of course.
Something special comes out.
Buying a clone off.
I mean, if you're buying a clone, if you're buying a clone online, I mean, yeah, maybe you can breed with it, or maybe you can have the genetic, but yeah, you're not going to make your own niche because you're just going to be a follower. And I have no hate with that. I mean, like, there's some strains that, I give applause to still up until today, but if you want something new, you got to bring something to the table that's beneficial. You know what I mean? And not only like, oh, it's a new terpene, or oh, a yielder, or oh, it's a high tester. We're trying to bring something to the table that will actually make you more money, that will help you.
And so when we breed with this fast flowering, strain, anything we breed it with, it's going to automatically take the weeks down on whatever its offspring are, correct? And so, like, we were to hit it with like a 14-week haze. Is that going to bring it down a little bit?
It's going to bring it down, but genetics really work. So genetics work on a percentage basis when you're breeding. So when you're trying to achieve a certain trait, you have to take the plant that gives you the trait, and then you have to, keep back crossing it to whatever you're working with. Because let's say you do a first run with a 14-week haze, right? And then you get your first run of seeds. 25% of those seeds are going to be following the haze structure. 25% of those seeds are going to be following the fast flowering structure. And 50% of those seeds are going to be somewhere in between those two. Now it's up to you to do the hunt and to find the 25 that are the fast flowering structure, to keep breeding it back to the original auto flower, in order to keep on reducing the time. Or in this case scenario, you will breed it back to the haze. You will take the seed that that popped and that flowered the fastest. You will find the males. Or you will just you will reverse it, and then you will pollinate again your haze, and then you'll get the F2s, and then again you'll do the pheno hunts. I would say real stability starts somewhere from F6, F7, F8. If we're talking stability, that's why it takes us so much time to really, bring the product to the market.
Yeah.
And we never release anything under F6s because that's just weak sauce. I mean, I don't know. There's breeders that do F1s and sell out. I mean, I'm not hating, but
yeah, it's like when you do that,
I run their gear, and it's all herms on herms, and basically, that's a true lottery ticket.
Right.
If you find that one, and then you grow it out, and it has stability. So.
For sure, and it's like F1s can be interesting, can be very interesting, but they're not stable by any means. And that's not even not part of the mix. But it's from a hunter's point of view, it's fun, but it's definitely not something you want to do on a consistent basis, and it's not something you want to do 30,000 out in the field for sure, because that's a fucking nightmare.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and you know what? So there's many autoflower breeders emerging in the California industry, and especially because there's so much demand for these acreages. And I have to tell you, they sell their seeds much cheaper than we do, but clients have been complaining to me that when they do buy inferior seeds, that the harvests are not stable. And I've had a client that bought some cheap autoflower seeds. He put a whole field in, and he's calling me, Nick, oh my God, there's males, and everything is seeded now.
Yeah.
I have 1 million of autoflower seeds now. I'm like, great. You can throw them in the trash or pheno hunt them and try to stabilize them.
Yeah.
And acreage lost. 30,000 seeds. I mean, a lot of money in seeds, a lot of labor.
Well, anytime you do numbers,
because there was unstable genetic that just pollinated.
Yeah, anytime you do numbers of anything, like so when you do 10, it's okay to have a little variables because you're like, hey, this is cool. I got a little one like this. I got one like this. I picked this one. That's my mom. Okay, I'm gonna make clones from that. Now you have your little line going, so that's easy enough. But the minute you go hundreds, and if you go thousands, you're really fucked because you guaranteed at that point, because just saying it's 99.9% female, let's say, right? Because you can't never say 100 on anything just because that's just nature and it fucking working its way around you, right? So let's say it's 99.999%. Still, when you start talking numbers, like I got 30,000 seeds out there, there's 3 fucking just full-blown males out there floating around, you know what I mean? And those full-blown males are fucking your shit up big time. Like that's enough.
Exactly. You got to have really amazing quality control and an amazing team to dig into those, let's say three duds, and so you got to have a great team. And essentially we're just buying seeds from proper brands that really do stabilize their genetic and put in the work, put in the time. You do obviously get proper results. And that is the difference. Our autoflowers are not cheap. There's brands that are much cheaper, but there is a reason for that. I can guarantee you. We test everybody's gear. We have to, because we got to do our due diligence to see what the competition is up to, and maybe they do have something. If they do, I mean, we'll start breeding with it as well. Why not? As long as they don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those deals where if it's something you have access to the people, it's always good to then just then you just tell them, hey, I'll make you a 2-week shorter version of that one. I like that, and then they'll be like, hey, that's a fucking great idea, and then you just bam, you've got collabs going with a whole bunch of different breeders out there, because there's people I'm sure, because the thing is, I know. I just went to a facility today, and I was like looking at these rooms, and I was like, so you're on 8-week cycle? He's like, yep. And I'm like looking, just knowing that there's no way these things are gonna, like, you're on week 7, they look beautiful, but there's not a fucking, the color is just white as can be, and everything's just booming, you know what I mean? And I'm like, you're taking these down in a week? I'm like, fuck, these need at least a couple more weeks. And so yeah, they don't care. They're just like, I don't get, no, it's just coming down 8 weeks, boom.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, those fuckers are not getting to their potential. You know what I mean? So it sucks. And that's
I see this happen left and right, and it really hurts my soul that people sometimes cut down crops sooner than they're supposed to. Because
and he's like, I'm on a cycle.
You just wasted all that time, and you didn't bring it to the full potential.
I go, why can't you just go 2 more weeks? Nope, can't do it.
But in commercial cultivation,
otherwise we're not harvesting it.
That 1 week it plays a big role when you're when you're doing 57 I mean, versus 64 days, it's a big difference. And some strains are able to finish. And then especially if your run was good, by good, I mean, you hit all your points, you hit all your variables, you switched all your variables down the line, because we are mimicking God. When you're growing indoors, let me be specific, we're mimicking nature, right? And nature, it goes from winter, summer, spring, variables change. Some people change their variables in the grow environment. They're like, why? It's growing, it's fine. Well, no, you have to mimic the season in order for the crop to produce really what it's supposed to produce. And you really have to give it the right nutrient and EC count for the light that it's uptaking. Sometimes you have to increase your feed. Sometimes you have to decrease your lights. But you always have to make sure that your VPD point and that you're switching your VPD week to week.
This is vapor pressure
from
deficit.
First week of flower. Yeah, vapor pressure deficit balance between humidity and temperature.
Brix, right?
No, that's Brix is sugars. That's how much sugar you got in there.
I mean, I really think you're.
And then really the dry back. What I mean, like I want to give this tip out to all the growers that are still trying to figure out their ways. Guys, it's all in the dry back, and there's vegetative steering and there's generative steering. There's crop steering methods that you should look into. A lot of companies are giving education on this. I don't know, any nutrient brand has like a little crop steering guide, and you should really look into that, because it's all about those drybacks that you have to achieve overnight based on the variables that you provide to the plant. And then you have to make sure that you keep your EC in the pot where it's supposed to be. And some people get scared of the chart that I, introduce to them at where their EC levels should be at the time that they flip their plant, and then as it's going into flower. And they're like, Nick, but I'm going to burn my plant. Why are we going so high? And I'm like, no, it's not about what you feed the plant. It's what's left inside the pot based on the dryback that you're giving it.
Yeah, it depends also if you're organic growing, if you're growing on cocoa or, on hydro, there's a lot of
because you could stack your EC if you were running a hydro system by doing that with a dryback.
I've seen some places I've walked in and I've been like, holy fuck, dude, are you like off the like they're running at 3.8, you know what I mean? Like it ain't nothing. Just plants take it up. Plants are pretty strong. They'll take a lot of stuff up, but they don't need. There's a lot of times you can ease back on a lot of things and be like, slow it down, and then all of a sudden the plants like express the plant.
Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes
you have
food,
variables that you can provide.
Oh yeah.
When I think
grow more rapidly, and you can slow it down. Let's say if you have larger vegetative run than you would desire, because it's all about doing everything at the right time. Whether you're growing photo periods or you're growing autoflowers, you just gotta check the boxes at the right time.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like not letting them get root bound before
you change your variables at the right time, and it's just I don't know. There's just so many little things to cannabis cultivation that you have to hit right to really, get all the fruits of the crop. And I've recently finished a large consulting contract for a farm in Adelanto, which had 1,162 flowering lights, 450 veg lights, and a 80 lawn room. And basically I had to set up the whole process from the construction to just basically building all the SOPs and the facility out. And I have to say, every single variable matters such a big scale. It's unbelievable. And I was able to reduce their cost to the lowest of the low based on all the tricks and variables that I've learned over the years. And I've built an SOP based on the strains that they decided to cultivate, because all strains are different. Some strains want high EC, some strains want a lot of light, and vice versa. And you have to study the plant in its cycle. Have to grow it a couple times to harness all the data to know what it wants.
Yeah, and it'll be different from facility to facility too. So like if you take a clone from somebody else, it doesn't automatically fit that SOP sometimes, because you have to, then again, unless the environment's the same, which very rarely you get two environments being the same.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, like if I get a new genetic into my let's say you have everything dialed in, right? You know all the variables, you know everything and anything, right? You start growing a new genetic. Now you need the time to harness the data. What I try to do, I always try to push the genetic to the limit initially, and then I see that it's starting to maybe burn a little bit. Then I taper back. And this is how I harness the data.
Classic
and it
move.
takes me a cycle or two.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You
to really understand whether it's a high feeding, high light demanding strain, or maybe vice versa. And I've had plants that, if you're growing multiple strains in the same environment, some do amazing and some just don't.
Yeah.
It's all about the EC and the light and the drybacks and basically what you're giving it.
So what do you say?
You always have to study the genetic.
So what do you say to the cultivation manager who feels the exact same way you do, that every facet of setting up the SOP is crucial to delivering a quality product to that guy or girl who's run this garden for 10 years, and you're going to come in and you have genetics that completely change the way they look at things? How do you reassure them that they don't have to change their thinking and this integrates seamlessly into their garden, and that their bean counter is going to love it because at the end of the day you're going to harvest more?
So you will harvest more over the year span. And basically with our fast flowering lineup, you're just able to plug in your regular garden and treat it just like any other genetic that you're working with today. At the first run, you pop your seeds, you pick your moms, you cut some clones, and you do a test run. I mean, minimally, and then you test it out. You test out the variables, push it to the limit. I always recommend push it to the limit. Make sure that you get that first tip burn from high EC, not low EC, because that you're at the max, but if you're going to start low and it's starting to burn, you're not sure. Is it burning or is it because it's the same exact outcome from different situations in cultivation.
Well, and I think that people
don't make sense.
Account for with your ECs, like checking your runoff, and that you can have the same strain on a tray, multiple different plants some will be dudded and they're stacking with a higher EC because they're not uptaking and processing it. Versus if you have a really healthy large plant, it can run a really high EC because it's actually eating and consuming the food.
You can throw whatever you want at it and it keeps going.
I think that
the bigger the plant, of course, the more it can consume. But you'd be surprised. There's some genetics that just want to be fed high from the get-go.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And I
think Ghost Train Haze, Moonshine Haze, like a lot of those plants, just in my experience, they do love a high EC. But I use a really low EC consistently from veg to flower, and I'll stack the EC by taking away irrigation times or minutes with my irrigation so that I can build it into the plant.
That is another technique. That is basically you're doing it with the dry back, which is lovely, and I personally adore that technique. But you really have to master it.
Yeah, you're right.
And it sounds that it came from experience, because I've also noticed this tendency. Like if you run low EC, you just got to make high dry back, and when you're doing that, you're stacking the EC exactly like you're saying. So that is one of the techniques. With the crop steering technique, which is essentially, let's say, been out in the market for the past 2 to 3 years, it just teaches you essentially the correct dripping time, right, or watering time for the plant based on what you're trying to achieve, whether it's generative steering or vegetative steering. And it's all like a math formula. It's all based on your pot size. So depending on your pot size is based how much water you should give per every shot, and then based on what signal you want to give to the plant, then you formalize the shot variance, and basically that gives a signal, a very important signal to the plant. Which I've actually learned myself recently.
I've seen, like, with what you're saying, with setting my irrigation times is like obviously building them into it, depending on the age and what you are doing, if you're flipping, all these different factors like you said. But typically is I like to take a stopwatch, and like I'll wait until that first initial runoff time of a fresh transplant and see how much time that takes. Typically it's a minute to 2 minutes depending on the pot size, like we said, and I'll build off of that time and kind of manipulate that. If you know, again, going back to your EC, is where are you trying to keep that number?
So what you're achieving by doing such a method is you're essentially giving the plant generative steering. So you're steering it generative the whole cycle, and which is good in a way. And let me describe it. When you're giving a generative signal to your plant, you're signaling THC and bud growth. If you're giving a vegetative signal to the plant, it's trying to build more mass. So by essentially, and what you're supposed to do in the flowering cycle, the first 21 days you're supposed to feeding pattern, which you are giving currently to your plant. And then at day 21, if you're trying to achieve more mass, from day 21 to day 49 in a 9-week genetic, then you would start watering more frequently. And this stimulates more vegetative, more plant matter growth on it. And this is how we've been able to balance out quality and quantity.
It's
so
funny.
if I'm growing...
I was just going to say it's funny because it's like...
what is that?
Oh, this is some chocolates. You want some?
Yeah.
Grab them.
They're so strong.
It's funny because it's literally my mom's Greek, right?
With the technique.
Wait, one second.
You're watering.
Hold on one second.
I really adore that, and I love it myself because you're
us.
getting the utmost quality. When you're generally steering the plant, it's full flowering cycle. But in this type of watering, you're not able to harness the most weight from the plant. And I've recently realized that through a lot of projects that we've done by testing out these watering patterns, and by just sometimes forgetting to switch the watering pattern. I have to, you know, I like to, amend to my mistakes. And in the beginning, when I was learning all of this, I would sometimes forget to switch the watering pattern from one to another, and then the plant would finish in a completely different outlook,
more
and
leafy,
different lab result.
I could see that happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say earlier, it's like it's funny because it's like my mom, just instinctively, her whole deal is when the plants are flowering, she goes into that mode where it's just like water, like that's just her thing. And it's just funny because she just does it totally instinctual, right? So her thing is like, don't feed it too much early, just wait a little bit, and then bam, like in just about the same time period you're saying, just like wait until week 6 or so, and then start feeding it, ramping it up, and then that's just her feeling
I would
the
say
plant.
week 6 you really want to start starving your plant, and then depends on the genetic you're growing, how many week cycle it is. Let's say the standard genetic is 9 weeks. I just let's say the standard genetic is 9
we're doing
weeks.
like 10 normally.
So you would want to try start. Well, yeah, I try not to grow anything over 9 weeks personally, unless I'm breeding. Because for commercial purposes, it's just too much expense.
Sure.
Just too much expense. Unless I'm breeding or unless I'm growing for myself.
Yeah.
Yes, I will spend the time. But let's say when a customer is trying to.
Nobody else.
I put all these factors into play. I'm like, okay, we can have better genetics, right? That will take a longer time to flower potentially. For the connoisseur taste.
I know it's hard.
Or
it's very hard to convince.
We can try to shorten the time frame, but this is where our project was kind of born. I was put the task of shortening our flowering times, maintaining the integrity of the crop. So this is why we actually started breeding this lineup, and surprisingly enough, we were able to achieve the results that our clients are really liking. Because we did this for the commercial cultivator, for the professional wants to shorten their flowering cycle.
Dig it.
And
Nice.
I would be honored to actually provide all you guys with some packs on the house if you would like to test it out. because it sounds like everybody
sure.
has experience in cultivation.
So
and it might be
Mark
interesting
had
to
a
play with
question though. Should he be germinating in paper towels and leaving them there for about 3 weeks
and not paying attention?
Yeah.
Will they grow? Will they grow?
That I mean, like, has their own method of germination, and there's. Everybody has success in different ways. And then just plant it in a pot. You can put it in a paper towel, let it sprout. But autoflower genetics and fast flowering genetics will pop much faster than any other genetics.
Well, now I don't know.
So I typically see,
all right, that's a white glove just came out.
I mean, genetics, it just depends how fresh they are, or if they've been aged. I've had seeds that are, fresh that are popping in 6-7 hours, and everybody's like, "Holy fuck!" How
exactly.
So
exactly. You would typically with our super autoflower, plant the seed. You will see the sprout within 24 hours to 48 hours if you put it in the right environment, already standing up in your pot.
Yeah.
So with autoflowers, we always recommend to plant into the final container because of the root issue, but because of how the autoflower taproot, it hits the bottom and then
it signals the plant
start growing.
Exactly.
So that's why with autoflowers, it's really important to plant in the final container, and ideally you don't want your container to be too large. Like a 3-gallon pot is a great size for an autoflower, unless you're growing, let's say, only one plant, and then I would recommend going 5-gallon to gain more mass.
Yeah.
And but you really have to, be on point with your variables, because everything does matter, and you can achieve much more if you hit, like I said, if you hit the check marks on time.
Yeah, I mean the good part is that
with the fast flowering genetics, there's no issues with the taproot. Again, it's just like any other photoperiod. You clone it, you plant it. We
will happily
rooting
pass your genetics out
have a good SOP.
To friends of the show, but just be careful what you wish for. We have some opinionated people. We'll give we would love that. I know Adam will grow them, but I want to give some away to some people who are haters and try to convert them over.
Do that. Haters make us famous, Haters make us famous, and they make us go the extra mile sometimes.
You know who you are in the chat, gang, who's getting a pack of these seeds.
Oh, we got somebody.
Oh, there's a hater on there already.
He's getting a pack.
You're getting a pack.
If you're a hater, drop a like. We got seeds for you all day. Let me prove you wrong. By testing our gear.
Cool. Yeah. All right, man. And then you can get it at seedsherenow.com. Obviously, there's a big sale going on, and he's part of the drops. We're part of the drops. So, welcome to that, and thanks for coming through. We'll definitely check you out.
Thank you so much, gentlemen and ladies. It's a pleasure. I'm looking forward to seeing you all and. Said at the Autoflower Cup in Spain, Barcelona, and if I forgot to ask, is anybody local to California, or where are you from all?
We're all in Colorado at the moment, and Oklahoma, Colorado.
We could go to Cali.
It's only a plane ride away.
Hold on. Well, if you're ever in Cali, please let me know. I would love to take care of you.
And did you hear that? J-Lo's coming. She's there. She's already there. She's flying. Mom's buying her ticket.
No problem. J-Lo will be there. Jet Suite X is now flying to Broomfield, so she'll just go right there and boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom. All right, man.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Nick, for coming through.
And
thank you, James Bean, for getting the setup.
Where is he? Is he in the background still?
Where is James?
I left for a minute, but I want some of those seeds. I really do.
Oh, you're going to take him to Oklahoma, though?
We're going to link you guys up anyway, because I have a feeling that, that auto category should be done properly, and that would be good. You can tempt a bunch of Oklahomans. So thanks for coming through, Nick.
Thank you so much, Nick.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Oh yeah.
Peace out, man.
James Bean, are you still there in the background?
No, he didn't lurk. He did lurk.
What happened?
Everybody go to .com, seedsherenow.com,
seedsherenow.com.
Drop. It's very limited for now, but we are working hard to produce more and more and get it in your hands.
Sweet, man. All right. Thank you. Peace out.
And James Bean's got
Thank you
some of the
so
best
much.
seeds in the world. So I had a strain, just like he was talking about, that secret pheno you find, and I had it years ago, this rainbow pie. And I called him, I said, James, I don't want this year's rainbow pie. I want 5 years ago rainbow pie. He brought it to me at the cup, so I got my little pheno hunt that I'm getting excited for. So, yeah.
He had
That is
5-year-old.
really exciting.
He had them stashed.
He had the old, he always keeps a stash, and so he sent me a picture and
That's
brought
a
it to the
deal.
cup, dude. I'm excited.
We should have talked about whether or not there was any natural bug resistance, whether or not it was going to put J-Lo out of a job. And nothing for you to fix.
I feel like the autoflower world is starting to get really popular. It seems like.
It's interesting as shit. The way-
They are definitely making. The thing is that when James and I went to a grow in, I think it was in Seattle at one point, and we walked through, and the guy had a Mephisto auto growing in his bedroom, and it was fucking beastly, right? And we were both like looked at each other like, because we're like, what is that? Why is that flowering? He's like, oh, it's an auto just Mephisto. And we both looked at each other like, oh shit, dude! Like finally we saw a plant that we would both like. Okay, I would probably smoke that.
Well, everybody's been messing. You can mess with a lot of stuff, and the nutrients, But when you start, messing with time, I mean, when you're talking about a production schedule, I mean,
I fucking love the concept. I think it's very disruptive to the industry. I think there's going to be a lot of garden managers who are going to need to take a hard look at this type of genetics and see how they can incorporate it.
Well, it's good because it makes people think inwards instead of always thinking outwards, right? So it's like all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, here's a whole other category that we haven't even thought about, which is pretty, time is really important on cannabis. Like, of course, back in the day it was even more important, but now it's like business, you know what I mean? It's like, it's real. So it's like 2 weeks is 2 weeks of everything. So you could definitely see value on all that when it comes to, especially outdoor, I can see it, obviously.
Well, I think a lot
and
of
indoor, some people are fit.
Nick's still on the line. Hi, Nick. You still there? Are you lurking to see if we're going to talk about you?
We are going to talk about you. That's what we do here.
What else are we going to do?
What else are we going to do?
That guy, Nick, he was a little... No, I'm just
You
kidding.
can stick around. We still have like 10 minutes until Red comes on.
Yeah.
We always have trouble ending with guests, so I thought we did pretty good right there.
How did we do that? We tried. We tried.
And then you kind of fucked us up there by sticking around.
It's all right. No, it's cool. We're fine.
May I ask a question?
Anytime.
What is everybody smoking on today? What is I would like to really know your taste palette. What is your go-to?
Everybody's doing dabs, and everybody's got their own gear, and we have different weed. We have dab logic. Basically, Colorado is a real concentrate focused town and state, just because the altitude and the dryness makes flowers always a little bit harder to maintain for a long time. You always end up
like 2 hours, 3 hours.
Like you'll end up like, you'll have a beautiful jar, you'll leave it open, you'll come back, you'll be like, fuck, it's all dried out. So you end up making half the time out of some of your product, and it's more stable here. So we do actually produce, I'd say, superior on the concentrate level, flower level. Of course, California always, it just got better climate, and there's just certain parts of the world that have always been better, and that's why you could grow better weed. So
what strain is this?
That's some runts, I think, or something, right?
You see? Okay, that's a subject that that's a strain that made a big name, and I have to say it's really special. It's really special.
It's got a flowery vibe to it. It grows like shit. I mean, the thing is, there's all these plants out there that are like now, like all these Cali strains are like really growing like similar and boring and like just not like the structure I'd want to grow. It seems. I mean, like with a lot of the popular, like people will pull them out, they'll grow them, and I don't know because it's coming from clone. Whenever clones come in, I'm not interested usually anyway, because it's always like disappointment at best. You're like, when you go from seed, you're always like, fuck, this could be the one. This could be the one. From clone, you're like, I doubt it. Like, when apple fritter came around, everybody was like, apple fritter, apple fritter, apple fritter. You like smoked it and you were like, dude, this is like cardboard. Like, what is going on here? Like, whoever selected this did not select this for anything but looks. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of that going on now where it's like Instagram weed. And you're all, looks good, doesn't really taste good.
You see, the thing is, the same clone in two different hands will produce different results, and that's why and that's why I mean it's all about the variables. We're always getting back to them.
But there are certain genetics that just don't have flavor, like the white. For instance, take the white, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
You could grow that with
Oreos,
any
for
nutrients
example.
in the world. I don't care. It'll still taste like fucking nothing. You're just like, but it looks beautiful, and people will just always, But for
the earthy strains, right? You're talking about the earthy strains that are terpless. Correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, like, pretty much.
Pretty much terpless.
Does it taste like dirt?
That's a great word.
I will say Skittles is like one of my favorites, though. As far as like, I know it's a high P strain or whatever, but the flavor I really do like for like a new kind of
tastes good.
I have to agree with you on that one. I'm a Skittles fan myself. I have a little jar of hash rosin Skittles by my site.
Ooh.
How do you smoke your rosin? How do you smoke your rosin?
Are you guys
Nick?
smoking hash rosin or BHO or what kind of extracts?
We've got some.
I just
BHO.
He's smoking some Chem D BHO that I just made today.
Solventless.
Solventless. How do you smoke your rosin?
So I mean, obviously, I am a dab head. I smoke it in different ways.
It's obvious. Come on.
If we're talking about convenience, we've been able to now make some really, really high-end extracts that we're filling into carts, and this typically like our last pheno hunt of OG and Skittles. And basically, what we do is we extract it via BHO, and then we separate the terpenes from the THCA, and then reintroduce the terpenes after they're purged. We also decarbed the whole thing so it stays in one stable form, and then you can fill that into pens, and you get like 86% THC and 12 to 14% terpenes on an extract as such.
Wow.
So you're gonna send us some of those to test out?
Allegedly.
We're gonna go drive.
We're gonna go right to your place.
We're completely rooted into the cannabis, and we have cannabis stores and deliveries in California. So that's why I would like to show love and spread everything that we can besides the seeds as well. So that's why
We'll be in Cali. We'll be in Cali soon enough.
Palettes
Don't you
are we
worry.
working with, so I can surprise you with some nice little gifts.
That's so nice of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're lucky enough to have really good sponsors, which we can talk about, of course.
I was trying to lead into DabX to let them know that if you want to try, they're in LA, so I can certainly introduce you to them. But if you have an electronic rig, it should be a DabX Go or
At
the.
DabX, I mean, I usually stay traditional. I have motherships. I have Elbow. I just sold my EU Sheen. I mean, I'm a glass collector as well. And
you can't pull a torch out.
Smoking electronically, I would love to try that product. I would definitely love to try it out. Then
it's all the thing is it's well thought out, and he has an option where he'll give you the glass base to give to somebody to work with, and then it's already ready to go with the downs. Like you just attach your piece to it.
It looks beautiful. Definitely, please put us in touch, and I would like to test it out personally and potentially put it in our stores and recommend it to our customer base.
There you go.
They'll love it.
You should do because you're right there.
We've tried them all.
Yeah, we got. I'm smoking that one right there. The Rocket, which is actually really good because it's just a normal down. You can just put it in as long as you just have the same female connector on your piece. You can drop it into any piece.
I love those tappings.
And then
even when it's hard,
it's nice.
Yeah, so that way you got something a little bit more comfortable to smoke out of if you're not happy with what the little ones are. So there you go.
No, it looks like an amazing technology. I would love.
Yeah, the guys.
It looks perfect for on the go and high-end concentrate consummation.
Yep.
That's how I roll.
We're very fortunate to have good advertising sponsors right now who make concentrates. So several of them here in Colorado. There's Dab Logic from Hash House.
Oh, yeah.
So they made this rosin, and it's fire. And they have a 90 and a 120 right now. But we also get BHO from Apothecary Extracts. Mark goes down every week, and they totally take care of him. And 14er Holistics just been with us forever, and they never disappoint. And they're
They have
actually
a beautiful cold cure rosin that's just fucking on point every time. So it's always for me. Part of the whole thing with hash is a stability issue too. I want stuff that I don't want to come back and you have to keep it in the freezer, or you have to do this, you have to do that, because it's also like, okay, well, that's great if you are living with or walking around with a freezer or a little bag everywhere that has a cooler in it, and and you can't bring in your car because it's fucking summertime. It's just kind of, I'd rather have shit that just is a little bit more stable because I know myself and I will fuck it up. You know what I mean? No matter what it is.
Cold cure when it came along, and I was definitely one of the originators of the cold cure tech. Back in the day, and we just kind of stumbled on it by mistake. Well, not by mistake. We just loaded up a jar and we put it in a wine cooler, and I just kept it there for some time. And then I opened it, and the texture was different, but it was all wet. So I was like, "Wow, what is this?" And then we started producing that product, and everybody fell in love just because of the same factors that you're just describing. You don't need to always keep it in the freezer. It doesn't change consistency, and when it's done right, it actually brings out some unique flavor.
I'm an ease of use kind of guy too, and I like the Dabex because no Q-tips.
Yeah, you don't need the Q-tip and
Really?
clean it. No, because it's different technology.
How is that possible?
Because wouldn't you like to know?
You know how you're going to find this out?
So
You know how you're going to find this out? Because you're an entrepreneur and a business owner, and $240 isn't going to break you. And I'll still get you in touch with them. But if you want to order one, you go to dabex.com and enter Dunn Deal, DUNNDEAL at checkout, and you get 20% off. And they'll send it right to you.
Yeah, they're not paying me, but they work good.
And the way that
I always like to support.
And the way that the thing that's great about it is the way that it does that is that it doesn't actually heat up like in the bowl. You think it's a bowl, but you actually, it's where you put the concentrate. The first, it heats it up, and then it melts down, and as it's melting down, that's where all the
magic happens.
Ooh, all the magic happens, exactly. But it's all the vaporizing is done below, and it's dripping down, so you don't see it happening up top. And when you're done, there's nothing there, and there's nothing to clean, because you're just kind of like, okay, that's different. What's going on?
Well, that's an eye opener versus to all the other market, let's say, competitors.
And the way that the smoke,
that's a little headache. You got to carry a little set with you, some ISO, a Q-tip. Like I have it all set up right here,
as we all do,
in my cabinet. But when you're on the road, so it's a little hassle.
No, you just keep
what
loading.
Really amazes me.
You can
so
fill
where
it.
Does the residue go? Or
it goes straight down. It goes
Pull up the video.
It goes straight down, which is interesting because the vapor goes up and the resin goes down, collects in a little square at the bottom, which is silicone. You pop out the silicone inside and you put it in the freezer, and it comes out like a little square of resin. It is really well designed.
God, I'm already in love with this device.
Yeah, you'll be like, oh my god, this is so smart.
This is so thought through. And
Chris Ratto,
you said the promo code is Dunn Deal, DUNN Deal, correct?
Yep, correct.
One word. And Chris Ratto, who invented this device, used to build drag race cars, and then drive them.
And his dad needed a vaporizer to smoke, and he looked around at all the different things, and he thought they were all so stupid that he ended up building this one for himself. For his dad. He was like, all right, well, these all suck. So first he went and made his own carts, because he wanted the materials to be good, because he didn't want his dad smoking on some bullshit Chinese crap. So he made sure that he went and built something from the ground up, catted it all. It's got this incredible, just the carb is so overly well thought out that you're like, oh my god, this guy thought of everything. It's all magnetic, so you don't have to screw anything in and get it all stuck. And I mean, all those little hang-ups that you have as a stoner, like all your shit gets all bound up with resin and you can't open up the screw anymore, and you're all like, oh.
I finally had to clean mine, and it was easy. You just kind of wipe it off.
You can take out the atomizer, drop it in alcohol, and then it's clean. You don't have to even.
You know what though? I found if you don't want, you don't even need to. You can just turn hot water from the tap on and hold it in there, and it just goes straight down. Just make sure you're not fucking up your sink, but it's all you need to do, and you're done. Done deal.
Yeah, some hot water definitely works. And if anybody's in a tough pickle, and your whatever rig or your bong is clogged, just a simple advice: take some ISO, put it in the microwave, heat it up for 2 minutes, put it in a Ziploc bag, and let that sink in. But you don't even need to do that if you have a DabX, which I'm ordering right now as we speak.
You should do that.
There you go. Live on the air.
Well, you know, if you're ordering them right now,
Live on the air.
think of all your friends and your colleagues that you want to just buy one for right now.
Yeah,
Just
buy them
throw it
all.
in.
Buy them all. The whole crew. No, but you'll love it. You'll love it. It's very utilitarian, and when you get it, you're like, okay, everything has been thought out.
Yeah.
The case, the style, the way, like you put. Oh my God, it fits. It can leave the water in it when you put it in your case, and then throw it in your bag, and you don't have to worry about it spilling. It's like real smart. Like,
And when Dave gave me mine, it was cold, and so even the case is insulated, and so you can put it super cold in there, put it in the case, holds its temperature.
With water.
Killer.
Wow. And you said he also some disposal or the 510 cartridges, or did I?
He did that in the beginning. So Dave met him 16 years ago.
He does.
And so he was in the business before, and I guess he still
confirmed. I'm joining the team.
Nice.
That's so nice.
Thank you, Nick.
Why didn't you bring ours,
really
Greg?
nice.
Greg, what's wrong with you? You're only going to
Greg.
Colorado.
I said, hey, did you get the DabX? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, well, shit. You
Wow, there goes that trip.
can't yell
Well, I
at
figured
him.
there'd be one here, so.
Wow.
You
I
figured
don't even
right.
have a DabX.
One, only one here.
It's at
while
my
you're here.
office.
You're going on a long trip. Like we pretty much dabbed the entire trip.
Oh, we
there.
even took the Oklahoma to Colorado trip. So we came through Guyman, did the little sneaky, don't go into
the
Kansas.
sneaky.
Yeah, the floor is lava. Don't go into Kansas.
You couldn't see anything.
Don't miss the
It was
exit. Don't
snowing.
miss the exit
Oh, it
type
was
thing. Like, oh
crazy
shit.
Too. Couldn't see shit. Snowing balls.
That's rough.
Anyway, sorry. I got off.
How's the quality in Oklahoma? Because I've heard a lot of people from California went there, and they've set up cultivation, greenhouses, indoor. What would you say? How's the Oklahoma market doing right now with the quality?
It's as good as anywhere, no doubt about it. We show it year after year. So
I don't know.
What's the prices like now with all the fucking?
It's $10 an ounce.
As the shakeout went down, as far commercial, like wholesale for the growers and stuff. Like
so wholesale indoor.
Yeah.
I think super high end. $2,000 probably. Normal middle of the road, I think you're trying to get rid of it at $1,000-$1,200, something like that. I mean, but even it still has to be pretty decent. And then you get into the lower end. Oh, Oklahoma, we like the $100. We're the $100 ounce kind of guys.
Look at Dave not believing you.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry. I call bullshit.
On what?
Bullshit on those prices.
I mean,
Can
no
I?
way.
Hey,
Does anyone need
$500 a pound.
No. And I was getting down there. When you get to
all
just
day long.
regular, when you get to regular shit, you're looking at $600-$800 a pound. So.
Yeah, I know. I know. I think there's
What's
been
your
some
call?
serious price compression.
I don't
due
sell
to
cannabis.
Overproduction.
No, we're not talking like the triads or something.
Right.
We're
just
talking
think-
in the commercial.
I think the commercial
No,
grower in
Fortunately,
Oklahoma.
that's where we are today. That's where we are. Some indoor packs come in at $600, $700, $800, and they're actually pretty good.
You're
500 is
California.
low.
You caught it bad. It definitely. There's so much overproduction, and we're just gonna have to soldier through it.
Yeah.
We have to. We cannot cave to the pressure to deliver the quality that we want at $50 an ounce.
No.
It's just not. No one should expect that. You need to pay
The
for
problem is you
quality.
can't hand trim anything at that price just because you start looking at it. We used to pay people $300 a pound to trim our weed, and now the weed is now worth $600, and you're like, so half of it
Well, I
goes to the
never
guy.
heard $300.
Are you going to make me go into Greenbro's then?
It's $125.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking like, when people were still only growing like 10 pounds or something stupid, but they didn't by themselves and they'll pay their friend. And, just because people knew it, that was the value because you sat there and trimmed by yourself and you were like, fuck, this is a lot of work right here. This ain't no fucking around. So people, actually got paid, but people were getting $6,000 a pound in stupid numbers at those times.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Of course. If you were looking at 2006 or and such,
I'm
then
talking.
yeah.
I'm talking earlier.
The Bubba
I'm talking
days,
way. I'm talking
you were
way
getting
80s. I'm talking
$6,000
90s. I'm
You were
talking
getting
90s.
$6,000 for Bubba,
Yeah.
which just grows by itself,
Right.
And
You have
those
a
were
war-
the
you
days. Now we're in the turmoil.
You have award-winning weed in Oklahoma, you get $2,000 a pound.
Absolutely.
What?
And you
Yeah,
should get
Dave,
more
or
than
else,
that.
or else they're going to go a
Maybe
fight
I'm
right
more
now.
than-
Right now.
I'm trying to
Dave,
lowball
take
it.
'em out.
Not talking about
I mean, guys, there's still
award-winning
weed that sells for $5,000 a pound, which is like branded and out and
What are you guys-
whatever in California.
Cali's
And
Cali's
then,
got dumb prices on stuff always. So yeah, we know that.
and but that's like that's like some exclusive stuff. There's some you probably follow some small batch growers that are famous in the industry. So they just sell by the ounce, and their ounce is like $1,000, all right?
Yeah, dumb.
Bucks. If you put it into a pound, it's like $16,000 a pound. You could buy a car for a pound,
That's sexy.
And
well,
yeah, it
that's
all
the thing.
depends
If you live in the
who
right
you are,
place.
what you want to smoke and
Yeah.
how much money you're willing to give.
Yeah, for sure. No, if you're in the right spot and you can pull it and you can make that kind of, if you can literally take that much money off of somebody for $1,000, oh, good, that's great.
Sign
Great,
me
good luck.
up.
But
I'm moving.
yeah, different regions, different vibes. I mean, over here it's like Colorado definitely got to its breaking point at one point, and a lot of people went out of business, and you can see it. A lot of a lot of groups came in, took over all the different ones, and quality went down here, there, and everywhere. And then but the people who actually stuck to it and have good weed, are making a living, but not much. It's like it's definitely like you can see the hurt on their face when you come say hi. Hey, how's it going? They're all like, 10, 12 years of this bullshit. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to find people that are still sparky when it comes to this industry because of the prices. It's like
but let's
Definitely.
not
How do we
forget
change
that
that?
we were like
I know,
hiding from
overproduction.
everything in the
I don't like that.
80s.
Correctly, if there's too much supply,
yeah.
how can we change that? I mean, people have to go out of business, or more people have to start consuming, or more states have to get legal. I think the real solution, the borders, that we can ship interstate, and then I believe that the good cultivators will thrive, and like the microbrewery cultivators, the exquisite cultivators that have unique strains that really put in their heart into their work, their product will be valued all over the U.S.
Nick, nobody disagrees with you, but
we need the help of the federal government.
Lest you try to put any weight in what the federal government is going to do, we have this obstacle called Congress.
Well, isn't there talk of interstate commerce, just like the same way we're saying? Well, I mean, we're already breaking federal law, right? So why can't Oklahoma go to Arkansas and just say, "Hey, we've got a pact. We're going to do this by law"? We've already done it by state.
The DEA will come in. You have to deschedule.
Blackhawks.
You have to deschedule.
I see Blackhawks coming your way right now. They'd be like,
"Are you
coming to Cowboy Cup?"
No, I'm just wondering what.
No, you have
laws
to
are we
Everybody
breaking
wants
here?
oranges from Florida, right? Everybody wants grapes from Sonoma, so it's like there's regions that produce great wheat, and they're all over the U.S., and they have to be able to supply to other regions. It's
We
just
don't-
unconstitutional.
At
and
one point they
inhumane
will, but-
to limit us like this.
We don't disagree with you, but it's not going to happen until the federal government deschedules cannabis.
It's got to be completely decent.
And that's it.
We need to put an initiative.
Hundo.
We need to gather the votes, the signatures. A lot of my friends around me, they're like, "Oh, but what can we do? Our voice doesn't matter." But that's not correct. You have to go, you have to vote, you have to make sure to claim right. And if you have initiative, you gather signatures, you put it on ballots, and there's a way. There's a
starts at a
legal
local
way
level.
to fight the system.
Yeah, and you can
But we
see
have
it
to
at a
collab-
local level, right? It's hard to see at a federal level what you're doing, one-on-one. But I mean, I live in a county that, you don't get we may get 2,000 votes, and it's like, wow, that my vote did make a difference.
Because
at
I
least
think
on
the
that
average age
issue.
of a congressperson is in their 70s. Our elected representatives don't represent us anymore. It's just more of the same. So we'll have movement soon. Hopefully they'll all be recycled somehow, and maybe we'll get it. But we do need it at a federal level, and then we'll have interstate commerce, and then we'll have a true market economy behind cannabis, where you are absolutely correct, Nick. Regionals will come out. You will be able to select what you want to smoke. It will be fantastic. We won't be criminals for smoking a joint within a half a mile of a school. There'll be a lot of things that will be different.
Oh, you will, though.
I will. But we shouldn't forget
Look,
that
they're-
20
they're-
years ago...
they're treating cannabis like some kind of a crazy drug, which is it is not. there's 4 pages of medical, benefits that cannabis brings to the human body that is accepted by drug administration. So it's just, I don't know, it's politics, that is just holding us back, and it's unhumane how they're doing it, but it's just, let's say, it's big business behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, but hopefully we'll all have a time when we can actually see this and look back and go, what the fuck is wrong with us?
I really hope and pray that within the next 10 years we'll see some legislative change, and that will help industry, because right now we're sinking and only the strong will survive. And I really hope to see everybody able and active and working next year, because I believe this year is going to be very pivotal for many companies, and either you're going to take market share or you're going to have to get out of the market because it just doesn't make sense.
And it's been hard for, sorry, Dave. No. It's been hard for people to advertise too, right? And so even if we don't get federal deschedule, at least if we get some kind of safe banking and some kind of FCC deregulation where people can, spend a little bit of money and advertise in these places where people see them, other than that, it's big business too. So anyway, that's.
Yeah, it's all going back to big business.
It's religion and
but at least you have a shot.
And,
But look what we're talking about right now.
Advertising too.
We're talking about market dynamics. We're talking about innovative technology and seeds and genetics. We're not talking about raids of grows, tons of cops jumping out of fucking airplanes like it was in the 80s when my aunt and uncle, they repelled from a fucking helicopter with automatic weapons. So look how far we've come, that we're really just talking about fuck. The market sucks. It's oversaturated. Fuck. This fucking amazing weed is just, 1,600 a pound. Should be 3,000. Oh, fuck.
Well, you see COVID in a way. We got too spoiled. We thought that would last forever, or some did. I definitely wasn't amongst. I knew that it's not sustainable when outdoors 3+, right? But that's just market demand, ability. And then, people got used to it. And they're like, oh, this is going to last forever. But no,
I think we all got the lesson with hemp. We all learned. Like anybody who jumped feet first into the whole hemp game figured out quickly. Like that's what happens when you start scaling up quickly and crazily, and everybody throwing money thinking they're going to get rich. And you're like, how much a pound? And $300 a pound for hemp? Dumb numbers where you're just like, and people were like, yeah. Then all of a sudden it went down to 30 and 3 and 12, 25 cents now. It's 25 cents right now.
Nobody distilling it. My friend, same guy I brought up earlier with the crop, circle farming in southern Oklahoma, went to a hemp deal and he paid the money to go to the class. They taught him how to grow hemp and all this stuff. And then they had a guy come up at the very end and go, yeah, but it's not feasible. You never make any money. So I'm like, well, why didn't they tell you that first of the fucking class?
Well, I would have told you that at the beginning of the class.
Yeah, give me that at the beginning. And he's like, it's not economically feasible. So.
No, and that's the problem.
We'll teach you how to do it. Make any money.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, it'd be great. No distilleries.
So I think a lot of people they figured it out quickly when they watch that model, and then just like with cannabis, it's kind of the same, except not as quick and as big. Okay, we got. Looks like we got Red. Nick, thanks for coming through. We got our next guest.
Thank you so much.
Talk soon.
Super interesting, you guys.
Yeah, peace out. Go.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.
Yo.
What up, fellas?
What's going down?
Hey, Red.
Look, Dave sound all sexy.
We don't see you.
Sexy Dave.
Hey, Red. How are you, buddy?
I'm trying to get my screen, the background or something. I have a welcome to Phoenix, Arizona KD background. We just got KD.
There you are.
Yes, sir.
Look at
So
you,
good to see
gorgeous.
So you made it. You made it. You made it to the other side. Well, that's good. Now we get to see you.
Why do I see 2 of y'all and 1 of me? I mean, 2 of me and none of y'all. An abandoned chair with fucking Disney dolls behind it.
Because you're seeing what we're seeing right now. It's easier this way. Otherwise, you would see it in delay.
Yeah, you can't be. You don't want to watch the show. Otherwise, you're going to be like, 30 seconds behind us.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
We're
Two
just
Dans. We got the 2 dueling Dans. We got dueling Dans. Yeah. Now you thought I had. See, I brought more talent. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a challenger now.
So our boy crushed it, huh?
See?
Whoop.
We got Dan in the house. You see? Oh, he can't see us.
We have to change the screen. Maybe. Yeah.
Hold on.
Uh-oh. Mark is about to bitch slap me.
Yeah.
He's done that before.
With a backhand or a front hand?
Oh, he'll come over and knee me in the
Definitely
balls.
a backhand.
Backhand that bitch.
I think it'll be a backhand.
Yeah.
How about that?
There's a technique to backhand.
Still got
people.
Nick.
It's all about the knuckle.
Nick won't leave.
The braids of the knuckle.
Sweet collection.
It's Nick fucked us up, is what you're saying?
It's a good collection.
Okay, Nick, he forgot and left it on.
Yeah.
You can't turn him
He
on?
bought a dab X,
You
but
can't.
can we kick him off?
We're having technical difficulties.
Please stand by.
I fucking feel like it's happened to me last time I was on here. It was a bunch of.
It is the
turn my
way.
shit off.
It's way
No,
better
it never
just to be
happened.
in studio. It's way better.
Why don't we have our
because of the
boy
stream.
sing something, and then we don't have to worry about
we
video.
Don't have to, we don't have to. We just have to
Why don't you
find
get
out.
this finished?
Crushed it. That's all we need to know right out of the gate.
I don't know. Nobody look at Mark.
I think they're
He'll
trying
hit
to
you.
fix it.
He will punch you.
He's not gonna see anything other than what he's saying right now.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
How's that look?
Do you see anything different? or
Looks
no?
great.
No. What is
It
this?
might be on your end. So how was Consumption Park overall? Was it a good learning experience?
Oh my goodness! It actually happened exactly how I knew it was going to happen. It was designed to happen a different way, but I think from a scale standpoint, it happened exactly how it needed to happen. So we can kind of work out the kinks, and we've already started, breaking bread on Vegas. But it was cool. It was a really eye-opening experience for us, and it kind of showed me a lot in reference to the relationships with the cannabis community and how we stand behind each other, but also how divided we are, as a culture.
Oh,
really?
You don't say. You don't say. How late was everybody?
I mean, I think honestly, no one was late. We were the ones that was late, and we were held up. There was a lot I couldn't talk about because of the NFL and our relationship with them and what we had moving forward and what we will have moving forward with them. So I couldn't do a lot. They ended up pulling out. The NFLPA and the Legends side ended up pulling out at the last minute. So I was like faced with this. Do we cancel? Do we not cancel? Meanwhile, I'm running out of funding. And then the guys that have our stage and our tents and our domes and all these amazing infrastructures that we were going to build, they started losing the manpower. They had the stuff, but they didn't have the manpower. So come Friday, man, it was tough. On Friday, it was like, we're either about to do this or we're not. I'm about to stop losing money, or God's about to bless us with a.
I can tell you one thing. Red, is I literally woke up on that day and thought to myself, fuck me, well, at least I'm not red. Because I knew 100% that you had a weight of the fucking on your shoulders, because I know how it is running events. It's tough, especially cannabis events, underfunded and or last minute fuck ups. And that's the norm, dude. I mean, I've never had an event that didn't go like that because they go.
Wait, present company excluded, or
no?
what?
He's got he owns the place. That's the difference. If you don't own the place, you're fucked. So here, Red, I'd like to introduce you to. We have Dan here from the Cowboy Cup, and this is actually perfect timing because Dan's got the killer spot in Oklahoma.
Hey, Adam, I don't own Tumbleweed.
Okay, you don't own it, but you're part of it, or your
Yes,
buddy. Yeah, you're part enough.
Right,
you can say you own it. Don't say it like that. Legally, he doesn't own it, but it is family. It's a real. It's not like you renting this place from some guy who's gonna just try to fucking take you. Because that's the problem. Is a lot of times the venues when they hear weed, they either think money and or liability. Those are the two things they're thinking of. Like either they're going to rape you, like, oh yeah, well, you do everything here, no problem, but they're going to charge you for it, or they're going to they're just like scared, like, oh my God, it's going to be, I'm going to lose my license. I'm going to lose it. And then you're just like, you're dealing with this guy who's freaking out, or this girl's freaking out. And I've had that before where the wife comes in and says, what the hell's going on here? And you're all, I don't know, we rented it from him, and then not at my place, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh no.
They've really been fantastic, and of course we're all bending the rules, and
allegedly.
So yeah, it's been a great.
Yeah, they have a killer location, and I mean, what was because you guys, when you were showing me on your phone, like one of the events you guys did there that was ridiculous. Like, wasn't our event, of course, but was a big one. Like, wasn't there a huge? Like, you guys threw some big.
Oh no, they throw the biggest Red Dirt Country Music Festival One of the biggest ones in the country, calf fry every year, and so
like 80,000.
Oh yeah,
people.
it's 40 or 50,000 people over 2 or 3 days.
Wasn't there like square dancing the night before? You telling us to come meet you at the dance hall?
No, you guys should have been there on Thursday, dude. They like Thursday night, college night. They fill the dance floor with all the kids doing their little line dances, and they sit down and they row the boat. It's a crazy deal. But calf fry, they've been doing that for years. And so everybody knows what a calf fry is calf balls, and so they call it the testicle festival.
Oh my god!
I don't want to get into that.
So there you go. We got you the testicle festival. You can be there, set up for. J-Lo can't wait to go.
Yeah, when is that? J-Lo's
That is fucked up.
I'll be there.
Every
so
part of
fucked up. So maybe a consumption park in Oklahoma? Is that what you're alleging, Adam?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that'd be good intro. You know?
We've had Cowboy Cup Cannabis Corral there 2 years in a row.
How does the boot scootin' country crowd take to the hip hop crowd?
What's hip hop?
Right there.
Oh no!
See,
Dude, all the college kids in Oklahoma, even though they're there, they're listening to hip hop on the radio.
They're going to come for
Promise
him
you.
next year.
The
This
girls
should be
that are
your
dressed in the
headline.
cowgirl stuff are listening to hip hop probably half the time.
Yeah, they got
I'm
country
ready to
rap
hear
now.
this shit.
That's pretty big.
Man. I'm ready to hear it.
Why do you have Red give him some words? And let him sing.
What are you talking about?
You guys talking to the mics.
Red, you obviously got to hear him perform, correct?
Yeah, he was spitting. Come on, man. He took home the bag.
Go.
Yeah, he was on me. Hey, listen, he was on me the next day like, hey, man, can I get that check?
Good thing you gave it to him. Otherwise, there'd be problems.
Yeah, we would have to send Vinny down to collect.
So
I didn't want no smoke, yo. He did a really good job. You know, actually, it was a little surprising because we had been having some sound issues, which was crazy, of course. But the issues that we were having, I didn't think we should be having because they were trying to upload music. And it was the weirdest thing to me. And it told me, like, this is about to be a long night. These guys can't upload the music correctly. And, Red got up there and did his thing and kind of opened the doors for everybody to start. And then he started spitting. And I was like, oh, he won. I just knew it. It's like, he got it. It's all good. Plus, he had the story. He kind of, that's what it's all about. He actually entered into the competition, came from a different state. And then there were artists in Phoenix, Arizona that didn't even show up. I mean, we had a budget for the radio, like 30 grand. So it was all over the radio. And it just amazed me at how many artists didn't show up. It amazed me. But then again, it was designed this way for us to kind of work out the kinks and to be able to work with artists like that. And he represented Denver, Colorado very well. And I was excited. I'm excited to see what we can do moving forward with them. I know that Niels wanted to get with him. And I know Doc, actually, we talked about you at dinner. Did you send Doc the zip drive?
Yeah, I sent him a folder on Google Drive, a bunch of tracks.
Yeah. He's definitely going to tap back in with you, man. I think it's a really good thing. Like, my background is in the music production and management and stuff. So you really open my eyes a little bit with that, and Niels wants to do something with you, so that's cool. I'm just excited that this shit is over with. And
no, I'm glad we could help you with hooking you up with Dan, which is awesome because that was like made me smile extra. Like, oh yeah, like oh shit, nice, because like you said, the story was, I already knew it in my head. I was like, come on, dude, look at it, like the energy's already there. I already knew in my head, got a huge, no problem there as far as, like, I wouldn't feel like you're going into, I don't know, man. But, at the same time, wasn't 100% sure that I was like, yeah, that's for sure. And then when it came back, I was like, this is it. We're off. We're off to the races. That's good because, I mean, it's like what you want. They want young fucking energy instead of it.
Yeah.
Especially if you got a bunch of tired locals.
Discovered right here on the Adam Dunn Show.
There you go.
There you go, man. So you're gonna let him sing, man.
1, 2, 3, go.
Sing or rap?
We need some words.
Sorry, I'm old.
Fucking guy right here. You gonna let him sing?
I know, right?
Difference, like chicken
old
versus
lame
shrimp.
guy. Well, we're waiting for Mark or Vinny to give him a track, but they weren't paying
They look all
attention
confused
at all.
again. They always look at
Can I get that up a little bit?
Yeah.
and go. Anybody wanna just bust my flow? I ain't even know, so I take that slow. When I rip flow, we even know where we go. Gotta go and check that dough with a fofo for I unload. You ain't gonna know how I gotta go. Boom, go with a snow globe of a go park. Anybody gonna park? I'm in this game, switch lanes, switch blades, and I get in your rib cage. But I say that I go when I duck rage. Ain't nobody gonna say from the third page. This is what I flip when I get. I gotta go when I rage on the script. I'm a rage with the shit. Ain't nobody gonna say that I'm afraid with the shit. So I better pull back like I'm playing the shit.
I think it turns it down.
Break that shit up, Vinny.
It's coming back here in a second. Here it comes.
Bang, bang, bang. Can you hear it?
I don't hear your vocals.
You're not hearing me, do you?
Now I hear you.
You hear now? Yeah. Like I ran in twos, nobody know what this gun will do. I just booze. Anybody thinking that I got to cruise? I'ma get here like a lotto do. Anybody thinking that I shot at you, so I better pull back like I'm popping to. Not narcotics, start the feud. Anybody thinking that I gotta get with a new tip? If I got a grip, then I slip. Nobody gonna flip, so I better say that I gotta get it from the dip. Unload shit like a clip on a hip. I don't skip, I just gonna go right inside. If you're gonna see what I pride and fly, I better open up like my own mind. If you're gonna see how I fly inside, like this on 616 when I get mean, you would even see it's clean like it's clean. So I better roll when the shit's clean. Never gonna fight when you get me. Oh shit, it's that limousine when I get in between. Nobody gonna think it isn't cream. When I tell them motherfucker, you ain't never know who fit the ling. Riddle when I dribble, when I get a little bit, oh, you ain't never gonna fuck around and tell them it's a kiddo, but the kiddo's coming back. Bitter with a bat when I do rap, you wouldn't even notice that. Bring back like I'm on the coldest sack with the coldest rap on a fold this back. Better know how that folder's jack, so I upload, then I better show this crap. Yup. Dirty Dan.
Dirty Dan. Dirty ass Dan. Dan dirty. With the bars.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man.
No, it's awesome.
Good shit, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice.
It's part of your Dan clan, you see?
Dang.
The Dan clan.
Man, you gotta be careful spitting fast like that. The women start thinking your tongue just instantly does that.
Yeah.
Careful.
True that.
Anyways.
Just like stole that thought right out of my mind. Like
somebody woke up.
Awkward moment.
Just kidding. That
So
was
what
really good.
you guys gonna come down in Vegas, man? Like we got we're gonna get this thing set up for Colorado September 8th and 9th, and we're gonna do the first tailgate cannabis event. So I hope to see you guys in Boulder.
Interesting. Well, Dave will be there 100%.
Well, what is bringing you to Boulder
Yeah.
September 8th and 9th?
Nebraska versus Colorado.
Ooh.
September 8th and 9th, the first college football heavyweight game of Deion Sanders' career. You know, I went to Nebraska, played football out there, and you know, I represent Consumption Park. So we're gonna come out there and open up the tailgate portion of Consumption Park. So I hope
we got some ideas for you. We got some ideas for you.
We'll help you find a location because the University of Colorado has not been friendly to our brethren for the past few years. In fact, they've been openly opposed to anything. So they even stopped a shakedown street when Dead and Company played there, and it brought tons of people to the area, and they said no fucking way.
Boulder's a sensitive place.
Boulder?
Fragile little people.
Boulder is like very fucking like the hardest place to do any business of any sort and to do anything a little bit. If you like, it's just they're on you. Like,
well, we're doing it. So,
all right, that's good. No, I like it.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm trying to figure out.
You're picking all these places that are the tough ones, like Phoenix is like, you're all in your head, like, I don't know about Phoenix. Then you're like, Boulder, out of all the places in Colorado, Boulder's definitely the hardest place. At a college game.
Which might be like,
which you're like,
just rent out the Flagstaff
No, we
House
can
restaurant,
find you.
the
they're
whole
like
thing.
super prude about that shit, though.
We'll find you a location close by that you can do it. But
we just need a parking lot.
Yep.
We need a parking lot, or we need like a venue where we can go inside, outside. Man, it doesn't have to be nothing crazy. We're just gonna kick off college football season with some consumption. We're gonna follow all the laws and rules and regulations, of course, but. You know, when someone tells me we can't do it, then we know some good people in Boulder, Colorado that can help us pull it off.
We'll help. When I look at Mark's face right now, it's so funny. Look at him. He looks like scared. He's all scared. You got Mark all scared. He's like, what? What the hell? Boulder?
They can't.
Fuck. They don't. They can't even advertise in Boulder.
Well, look at what Mike Demmer says. That smoking anywhere outside is not allowed in Boulder.
No.
Yeah.
But if you
anything.
just rent out
like not even
cigarettes, they're like,
Fuck.
it's like the
should rent
hardest
out the
place
Fox.
to smoke.
But mushrooms are okay.
Yeah, you can do any other
We're
drug.
disruptors, man. We're disruptors.
Don't
We're gonna
smoke
figure out a way to do it. We
Just
don't have
don't
to
smoke.
smoke outside. We'll build a tent that we can smoke in just so we can
gotcha.
set it off.
Yeah, we've been there, done that.
You can eat
Yeah.
edibles in
We
Boulder,
got
though,
you.
right? You can eat edibles in
No
Boulder, though,
pro-
right? Just no smoke.
I,
course.
I don't think you can eat edibles.
I think
We got your back, Red.
We'll figure it out. We can
got
figure
you.
it
We
out.
got
And I had a
you.
We
different-
got you.
Yeah, I wasn't doubting. I was just saying.
Oh,
that
you were
pulp-
doubting. I saw
Well,
you.
I do this to you
Mark,
guys even.
Mark.
too. I mean,
Oh, now you're lying?
I sense the doubt.
You
man.
were down.
Hey, listen. After Consumption Park Phoenix, man, nobody can tell me we can't do shit. We literally
Yeah, right?
fucking.
Yep.
We literally got the funding on Monday, and I didn't have a stage. We didn't have anything. I spent all Tuesday
You read
night.
my book? Did you read my book or something on how to throw a festival? It sounds like me doing all my shit like, oh yeah, what time is it?
We didn't mean to do it last week. I mean, it was designed as a pop-up experience, but we didn't want to go that. It was designed out for 30 days, but again, we lost the manpower because with the Super Bowl being in Phoenix, we just didn't get the start on some things financially. I couldn't afford to do it. Our budget went from $3 million to 1.5 to 1.2, all the way down to 400,000. Like, imagine the shifting we had to do for that.
Yeah.
That's a lot. There's a lot of capital too towards.
That's our budget for each show too.
Yeah, it's about the
Impressive.
same. So
It's
that's
impressive.
cool. You can,
400 grand. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah,
That's
we
about
could,
average.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about right. I see the
but I know how you
troubles
go.
at.
It's just like one of those things, and you realize how quickly that'll go because that's like, you know,
That shit
especially if
smells
you
fast.
start talking about staging and rigging and all this shit, and then they have to get it there, and then delivery and fucking pick up and breakdown and set up.
Smart,
And you're like,
man.
oh my god, I should have.
I had a guy there.
Well, we do it now. We have people in Vegas really well to help you out on a lot of things. So on that side for sure, and here too. But we can.
Shit, we're thinking Vegas, we're gonna have to raise 10 million easy, like minimum, to pull off Vegas. We're not gonna be able to fucking nickel and dime that one. The good thing about Vegas is it's the first time that everybody's doing anything in Vegas, Super Bowl related. That's a plus.
Well,
We
and
already
it's
have our
Vegas. And it's
own
Vegas. You can
company.
get away with anything in Vegas with money, and you can you can do anything there. Like, nothing that you're going to do is going to make them go like, "Oh my god, smoking weed, this is crazy." But
Hey, we
no,
gotta follow the laws. You know, I'm black, man. I can't just roll up. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be cautious, man. I gotta be careful. God damn it.
Oh my goodness. We'll send you with Dave. He's a cop.
Yeah, Dave.
Everybody needs a Dave.
Everyone needs a Dave.
That was good. That was good.
Hey, no
Yo,
problem. Forget
are
about
you the
it.
op for real? You the op?
Yeah, right. Yes.
Yes.
I'm a cop.
Yeah.
What's the limit of dabs?
just notice how curious he is all the time. You know?
Yeah, very curious. He asked you a lot of questions. He asked you a lot of very personal
He'll ask you,
questions
like-
right out of the gate.
How exactly does that happen?
Yeah.
Right.
How much weight did you have exactly?
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So when you guys headed to Barcelona? Was it Barcelona?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
3 weeks. 3 weeks. It's quick.
It's
I've been hearing about that,
10th through
man.
the 12th.
I spoke to someone about you guys today, and they had mentioned how big that event is you guys are going to.
That's huge.
So
Think
I
of
was
how many people we would be introducing to Consumption Park if
Oh my
we
God.
wore the little logo on our
Little
shirts.
dinosaur.
walked
Little dinosaur.
around
What's
with
that dinosaur you got on your shirt? What's that little dinosaur thing you're wearing? Oh, you wanted to know about my dinosaur, huh?
Hey, man, the dinosaur's gonna be a big hit, man.
I like it. No, I like it. I think it's a good one. So yeah,
That is
get some
good.
pins made.
I love that.
Well,
Just
slide
think
us,
how
just
many
slide us
people
over. Here you
would
go.
be-
Here you go, guys.
Would be
us on
interested in
edition.
Consumption Park if J-Lo told them about it.
Wearing her pin.
As long as I get a halter top, cool dress, I'm in.
Whoa, that's all you want? That's cheap.
Man, you need to do all that.
You're almost as cheap as
I'm ready.
Wade, but not quite.
Yeah.
Cheaper. He's only a case of Budweiser. So
I
that's,
think-
that's cheaper.
3
I think it would be great.
Hey, I got some guys I want to get on you guys' show too. I'm gonna send you guys some information. I know. Has Ricky Williams been on your show yet?
No. Talk to
Oh,
him.
let me check. Hold on a second. Mark,
I'm gonna get.
what did
I'm gonna
Ricky's
get
people
Lamar
say?
Odom to join.
Yeah, he's good. No, he's,
That's
he's
really
definitely
nice.
he's a good. He'd be a great host or guest because.
Wow.
I'm gonna get Lamar Odom on there.
There you go.
Oh, you made Mark very happy.
Now Mark's happy. He woke up.
You made him
Yeah,
smile.
He's less
I'm gonna call
scared.
him right now.
He's less scared.
Oh, he's calling him right now, Mark. Send him the Zoom link.
Quick.
You're going to have to send,
Lamar Odom real
send
quick.
Mark Lamar's personal number so that he can send the Zoom link.
So I can send him some little selfies. Yeah, that's cool.
That's
really-
fantastic. So what did
And
you
I mean,
think of the whole experience down there?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Really?
It was an honor to meet Redman and Black Nails and everybody there. It was super cool. So definitely living my dream. It's something that I always thought about as a kid, like meeting Redman. So it's crazy that it happens.
That's what I was saying to your cousin or your uncle. I was like, yeah. I said, well, he's living his dream right now. At least I said the worst case scenario, because when you first got there, I was just like, how's he doing? And he didn't know you. He didn't know. And then at that moment, I said, well, he's living his dream. And then I'm like, 10 minutes later, he's like, he won the whole thing. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like,
Adam
nice.
came back and called me right away. Dude, our boy won. Our boy won.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really. I mean, he got on. He was like, he won, man. He won.
Nobody even got it. They didn't even get it. They were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, God.
I got it. I was all that.
Dave didn't get it. Dave didn't get it.
I got it.
He still didn't get it. You didn't even get it now. You were like,
I didn't. I thought it was the whole competition when Nails was on and he was talking to
he
you
thought you won
about it.
250,000. He thought
I'm
he was
like-
spending. He spent the money basically. He was
already had it planned,
He was
yeah.
already like, oh, 25. That means I could go and get the thing. And
That is not what I said. What I said was, I am so happy for him. That's going to be life changing.
Still was.
You know, that's amazing.
Oh, y'all thought he hit for the whole 250?
He thought so, but he didn't get it.
I don't listen to my own show.
Dave
Leave it
wasn't
up to
paid.
the cop to not know the whole story. but just-
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Exactly.
Get it wrong,
You have to be a
Dave.
listener, not an
No, he's
actual
in
host.
the running now. I know that they're we're getting ready to really launch that whole show. We're gonna add an element called Get on the Bus, where we're gonna take people in different areas and pick them and put them on a bus and then drive to another area, get more producers, more artists, and put them on a bus, kind of like a tour thing until we get to Vegas.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then we're gonna
Sweet.
Sounds like a nice situation.
It could be nice. It could be
I'll tell my
explosive.
boy.
Get
it could
cameras on
definitely
it.
be explosive.
Get cameras on there. Yeah.
That's dope. Then you have different. Each place you have a party at each spot, and bam, you're
That
good to
is
go.
super
Yeah, and then we can do a conspot lounge at each spot. Each spot we
Exactly.
stop, we go to a consumption lounge.
There you go. You
Oh,
do a
yeah,
pop up. You
for
make a pop up
sure.
version. Pop up, bam, organize.
That would be
Truck
really
trail.
nice.
Cheap.
Well, you
cheap
have to
stuff.
come
Let's
to
go get
Colorado.
that trailer.
You got to come to Colorado just for a weekend when
Garcon.
the weather gets a little nicer. We do a farmer's market here.
Yeah, it blows up. It's below Consumption Park away, bro.
Yeah.
Our farmers market.
We'll get maybe
Come
30,
here,
40 people.
just for the farmer's
All
market.
right. Blow away, bro. No,
The budget's $200-$300
budget's like $300.
Where are you guys at in Colorado?
in Denver.
We're in Denver. We're here in Denver.
Oh, okay, I can do Denver. I can do
Yeah.
Denver.
We have
I'll come
fun.
if you guys get back from I'm gonna come to Boulder for the spring ball game. I'll be out there in April, I think it is.
That's
For the
soon.
spring game.
Is April soon?
Yeah.
No, soon is Cannabis in March.
Well, that's
Every-
too soon. That's like really fast.
that's-
April is scary month because it's like everybody playing everything for the same time. Everybody's on the same.
Yeah, so talk to me about this Spanish thing. What is it exactly? I'm not too familiar
It's
with it.
the
And how did
biggest-
they get you guys in there?
So I went to the first one. I think it was in '99 or something like that. I believe it was like,
Jesus
and it was in
Christ.
the stadium. The first one was at the stadium, and it was like somehow the guy had managed to just convince everybody like, this is cool, we can do this. And it was like Guardia Civil was surrounding the place. It was such a weird vibe. It was just like no one knew. Like as you got closer, you're just like, it's like literally surrounded by police. And they were like, oh no, they're here for your protection. And you were like, this doesn't make sense. And then we were like in the stadium smoking, like this doesn't make sense. And then the next year, they were like, "Yeah, we fucked up. We shouldn't have done. We should definitely not. We should have definitely not let any of you guys. You fucked up the whole stadium. Everybody was like dropping joints everywhere, and it fucked up the whole thing. And it was like, then they moved it down to this one spot, and then it ended up at this other place. And now it's been at this like one spot for the last, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years or something. And it's huge, and it's all Europe. It's all mostly European, but of course now it's all American. In the beginning, it's
50-50.
Yeah, in the beginning it was a pretty much a European heavy show. In Europe, the whole thing is that the transition of cannabis changed because in the beginning Europe was much farther ahead, right? And America was like just going there, like, oh my God, you got shops that sell weed, and it was like a whole new world for them. And now it's the other way around. Now it's like people are bringing. Now it's the dynamics have changed completely. So
it's a big trade show. So there's
it's a proper trade
several
show.
tents, a main area. tons of vendors, probably 450 different vendors there.
Maybe more, I think now.
I looked at the list the other day. They have 450 registered, but the way it works is a lot of people will get big booths and they'll invite another company to come down with them.
So there's
so it doesn't really register until you get down there, and then you're like, oh, there you are.
There's a lot of parties, and there's a lot. Everyone's like, this is like the one, because it's Barcelona, so it's like the combination of late night dining, good weather, the whole vibe.
Yeah,
it's
Barcelona
like
is Jesus
everybody's
Christ,
there having it's like you're trying to get to 9 different events at the same time. It's like, it's definitely, all your classic trade show style situations. So you have to kind of
pace yourself.
You got to figure out the right crew at the right time at the right place, because it's like otherwise you're like Vegas, just like Vegas, you know what I mean? Like
don't bite that.
It's like MJ BizCon, but with a much better attitude and a much cooler crowd, you know what I mean? But that almost that size of vibe, where you walk around like, holy shit! But it's just all bigger, like more established European brands. A lot of there's all this, a lot of breeders. So you're in Spain, so you got to think a lot of feminized. Like we go like, oh my god, just like one after another, feminized seeds. Like that's what does the biggest thing over there for a long time.
Well, we have good ties to Requiem Genetics, which is in the main area, booth 15. If we're going to Cannabis,
there you go. We'll be in
check them out.
S-Tech will be in booth 23, so just a few 30 feet away.
Nice. And then THCs, I don't know the number, but we got a booth there somewhere. So
it's a really big event. They do a competition, so they'll judge all the regular categories. They'll hand out trophies at the end.
Everyone will be mad. There'll be like one happy group
right.
and a whole bunch of unhappy people, and everyone will blame everybody that everyone did something stupid, and they'll just be like, "Fuck, why did we do this?" Right?
I can't imagine.
Does that explain it like that? Pretty much. Yeah, that's exactly like what that'll be like. And then there'll be, the thing about the Cannabis is they're not very cup orientated. Like you go there and you're like, this is
it's a little plastic thing.
It's just they do it on the first day, and they do it in the kind of on the side, and you're like,
I got lost.
Not
I didn't even
see
it. I couldn't find it.
I don't know. I thought I would do it at the end because it's like you want to build up a little bit of fucking right.
They want you to be able to put the trophy in the booth for the whole
exactly.
time.
Yeah. They're more on the tech. They're more on that whole corporate side. Like I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense too.
We're extremely excited.
But there's a lot of cool things you can definitely learn from all those kind of shows.
Did you get the subtle innuendo that J-Lo was sending you? That please help us raise the money to get there. So
J-Lo wants to go. Yeah, she needs. Yeah.
Please help. That if you read between the lines, that's what she really meant right there.
Yeah.
I got the memo. I was going to talk to you guys about a couple things. I talked to someone today about it actually.
Good. We like to do it on the air.
And I know you guys are supposed to get set up with Red Coral. Right?
It went really good, and we're going to definitely talk to them again because I was looking forward to that and had a lot of good ideas.
Look, see, man, now he calling me right now.
Say I'm on the air.
Say you're on the.
Tell him you're busy.
We're on the.
Hey, Lamar. I got this. I'm on this radio station right now, man, talking about the brands and stuff. So they want to know more about your brands. I'm gonna send you a link right now if you could tap in. All right.
Bad.
Damn.
Yeah, that was impressive.
How do we get this out on the interwebs?
You guys should get Lamar Odom
joining right now.
I wish that anybody responded like that to me.
Oh, J-Lo.
Wow.
Nobody will respond to you like that?
Not here.
I'm about to send him the link right now.
Everybody sent you "Be My Valentine" on Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, we need to
kidding me.
Chat
Speaking
game.
of that,
Blaster.
Thanks for my help.
Yes, see, Vinny left you pink
Thanks,
York
Vinny.
peppermint patties, not because your breath smells, because it smells wonderful, but because
She
taste the
likes-
sensation.
She likes them.
So nice.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
Look, now you got everybody in
So
the
you-
chat gang really excited, Red. They're like,
Oh,
they're
my
all
bad.
verklempt.
Listen, I'm rocking with y'all. I need y'all to rock with me because we're about to turn up in Vegas. It's about to be amazing. We're about to raise this $10 million. We're going to do Consumption Park. You guys are going to be there. We're going to have you guys in the plug and play area, which is going to be our media area that we're rocking with. I don't know. I sent them the link that you guys sent me. He read it. I'm going to see if he taps in. But yeah, man. I want to work with you guys. There's I know we're gonna do a deal with Cannabis and Tech magazine, I think it is, and we're also doing a deal. Probably gonna going to a deal with a company called Pay Rio, which is a credit card processing, debit processing company out of where they out of?
Colombia.
No.
Cayman Islands.
Yes, exactly.
Jamaica, man.
A man named Moish, his trunk of his car. That would be fun if Lamar Odom joins. However, in Vegas, we love Vegas. We threw an amazing party. We had, I don't know, about 300 people come through over the course of the whole event. We had it decked out by Jammin' on Vegas tie-dyes. And we had some amazing donuts.
They had no alcohol.
The donuts were off the chain, bro.
No alcohol. First party I've ever been to.
Yep, we didn't have any
with
booze
no
there.
booze.
No, there's no need for
And
it.
everybody still loved it.
Bring your own booze.
It was
If
great.
you're
I
a
didn't get the
boozer, you
memo.
got some in your pocket.
I didn't get the
secretly.
memo.
And then she got there.
Oh,
like,
J-Lo brought
booze.
booze, and then she left early after she took
Because I
pictures
found
with
out there was
everybody
no
but me.
alcohol.
And now you're the queen. It's like, I've got
Oh,
alcohol.
goodness.
You're the best.
You're the best. Well, fill the darkness with another. Maybe give him some more track and let him rap some more. See, I didn't say sing, Red.
Thank you. That's that police shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, that's what we learned in
Sing,
cop
boy.
school.
Sing, I rap.
Yeah, rap to the police song.
I feel.
Fuck the police. Fuck the. No, I'm joking. I
Keep
love the
talking for a
police.
second because I got to find something. So.
Uh-oh, he's got to find something. We should fill
I
for
love the
Mark, our
police.
Doing
production
many things.
engineer.
Yeah, I was doing many things back here.
What are you
guys
smoking on,
hooked me
Red,
up.
tonight?
I don't smoke.
That's
I don't
right.
consume.
I asked you that last time. I'm a doof.
Yeah, it's all good.
So
It's
smart.
all- I don't get high on the supply. I'll sell the shit out of it though.
Uh-oh. Hate mail are coming now. Damn.
Here. Let's see. We could try this one.
Here we go.
It's like.
What?
Yeah, I gotta get my charger real quick. Hold on.
Good. J-Lo will fill. J-Lo, did you do a
I gotta
show
go
this
back to,
week?
No, I need to. That's really nice of you. I've been slacking, honestly, because of travels and
Oh, because
shenanigans.
you went to Hawaii.
My co-host.
Kind of sucks when you went to Hawaii.
Your co-host. You're blaming co-host already? I do
Yeah.
that. That's
You're
my
too
job.
early.
That's
to
my
have
job
a
is to blame the
co-host.
co-host.
You need revolving door
Yeah.
when you're first starting out to find somebody who really gels.
Ooh.
Yeah, it took me many tries before
Yeah.
I found Dave, my perfect match. I could punch my punching bag.
Dang.
It reminded me of my days when growing up.
Oh, you're
I
my
wish I
bozo
could-
punching bag, and I would say,
Yeah, because I'm not a master grower. Didn't come on the show growing my fucking all my bubble gums
You're a
and my
master
lips.
grower.
"Oh, listen to it, here it comes."
God damn it!
Wah, wah,
I
wah,
smoked
wah.
it all, and if I didn't like it, I didn't smoke it. And,
Well,
you know,
Well, I'm glad you.
and what changed
And
it
I
for
lured
me,
you in with some hash, and that was it. It was over.
No,
it was
no,
like a
no.
cat. Like I like leaving milk out to a cat.
It goes
And he
back
came in, and he was like, "I was like, yeah, we got
30
it.
years before that when this guy Jack Harrer gave a speech tripping balls at Homegrown Fantasy, and I got to roll a joint that was, Cheech and Chong-esque because everybody in the whole place kicked in because I put a sign that said "Kick for a fatty for Jack."
right,
That's
right.
when it changed for me.
can you roll a joint
was
like
his handler.
that right
Here we
now?
go.
I was his handler back then.
Here we go.
Did you bring enough
Maybe.
weed for me to roll a Cheech and Chong joint?
No.
Did somebody just?
Someone said yes, but then they immediately contradicted him.
Can I get that up quite a bit? Yep. Came back while I'm running every angle, a triangle to strangle, just while you tangle, I might mangle everybody in this tango, cause if I let go, anybody gonna echo, I got the shell toe, I presto until you press this, I was running in while I'm gunning out your exits, the next shit, really how I press when I press this, it's the next twist that I'm leaving when your neck twists, I'm the exorcist, I exercise with my eyes before I open up and kill them all inside, I just ride, tell them what you getting, homicide, suicide, do or die, if it's really you or I can try. Middle fingers up while I'm sliding. Like 16, I was ripping out on Joe Biden. You see just who was fighting, but I'm changing your alignment. And really, I be striking like it's frightened, but I'm lightning. If I keep it here, you ain't seeing in the mirror. You can fear when I double down and run over the deer. I am in the clear like the blue, but I steer through. Anybody know what you do? Then I heal you. This the same shit that I rage with. Then I double back like the gauge did. Show them how I facelift. If you go embrace it, you take dick cause you was basic. Other words, you better copy than you paste it. You can chase it, but I erase it. Will you ever paste this? I tell them what I got, I'm about to ace this. Place it in for the ABC, not the 1, 2, 3. I'm the damn MC. Everybody coming in, they just so empty. Do not tempt me, cause I'm really like a jet ski or I'm Jet Li. I'm pushing everybody back with this rap. There's the stack that I left inside the fact. Who is coming back? I'm a running back like steal you. You ain't gonna know what I can do, cause I'ma kill you. I'ma peel through everybody like my rhyme book. I might cook up everybody's cause my mind shook. I don't know what you braving, or the words you're craving. Like it's 007, but you ain't latent. Here's a latent to terms that I keep it working. It's certain like it was Eric Sermon, serving on a sermon. So you see what I can do on purpose. I'm levitating while I'm killing you, closing the curtains. Everybody's working, but I just keep it percolating. Telling Satan that he been faking. I waking, then I baking like Jamaican, but taking bacon is what I do when I see fragrance. Nobody would leg it. I'm about to say shit until your face split and give you bitches here a facelift. Taste this now, what you gonna run through? I got this gun, but I call that shit kung fu. That's what the one do. In other words, I might mention when I'm benching, I can kill anybody like it's that pension. Who is sensing the henchman coming in past tensing, using all aggression in my message. So here's the sentence: I might just kill everybody when I let this. I lecture like you wanna see I'm Lecter, not Hannibal. The cannibal was in your sector. Yeah.
I feel you. You gotta be careful. You sitting there with a police officer talking about killing and snitching on yourself over there. That fucking Dan guy, man. You over there talking about Biden too now, man. You know Biden ain't got nothing about 45 more days before you see the deathbed.
Yep.
Ball's
over.
Hey, did I sound like a cop?
For sure. We have to do shout outs and close her down pretty much.
Is that time?
Yeah.
This is one of those 12-hour shows.
It's one of those long shows.
It is a holiday weekend.
Extra long shows as usual.
What's the holiday? Everybody saying that. What is
President's Day, yeah.
Oh shit.
Wow. What impeccable timing.
Right?
We don't know nothing.
And then silence.
It's not the best holiday usually, but yeah. Not the most celebrated, is it?
No.
Hasn't been for a while. But yeah, thanks for coming back and give us updates. It's been awesome. And then we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna help you out in Boulder, and we're gonna all be there in Vegas, and we got lots of good people there. So that should be fun. I mean, we can definitely be your alternative wacko zone for sure, where you're like, oh my god, we never would have thought about that stuff. That's off our radar. So we got all that.
Oh, we have deep connectivity there.
Yeah, just people who live there that are like in the industry and all different industries, like whether it's like
lifers.
Yeah, they're lifers for Vegas, and that's one that you need because Vegas is one of those towns you get raped over there if you don't know what you're doing. Walk in and be like, I need one of these and 2 of those and 6 of these, and they'll be like, oh yeah, good, we got you now.
We got
you. You want feet on the ground there, and we got crew that are like, you know what's up, so. We'll hook that up.
That's what's up, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm gonna talk to Lamar, get him on.
No, let's do a show with him when we have more time too. That'd be great. I mean, we would have stayed. Obviously, we would have stayed if he came on, but we do have to finish up because we have to do another hour after this. So,
all right, man. Well, I appreciate you guys. I'll definitely tap back in with you guys too offline.
Thank you so much, Red.
All right, guys.
Good time. Peace. Nice one. We got Bill.
Break it up and look at that motherfucker.
We got Build a Soil.
Oh, well, where's this come from?
That one is Red Velvet Runt by Straight Fire.
Can we get this tested, Adam?
Tested for what? You're not worried now about everything?
BuildASoil.com.
855-877-SOIL. This is your one-stop shop for all things cannabis that you would not get in any other grow shop, which makes it refreshing because everything in there is uniquely tested by them. They have a whole bunch of their own formula stuff, and then they carry, Clackamas Coot and all these very hard to find product lines. Rootwise also from Kevin there. It's a great line. And then Jay Plant Talker there. So yeah, all sorts of, and of course Miles with his ferment line there. So yeah, all sorts of killer products, and you just have to give them a call though if you want to get any kind of discount because you can't do it on the computer. Doesn't work.
Now we're talking.
Gotta call him. I spoke to him. We exchanged text, and he's sending me some sourdough starter.
Oh, good.
So sourdough bagels are coming.
Yep. Sourdough.
Yep.
Are we both rolling big ass joints?
Let's go to the
Skillsofsoul.com.
next one. Yes, sir. greenfarmsmed.com. If you're in Colorado Springs and you have a medical card, you want to check them out. They have done deals all day. And they're going to start getting stuff from Kind Love soon, so that's going to be dope. So I was looking at all that. Did a little tour of the Kind Love garden today. It was fucking sick.
Nice.
And they're going to start feeding their medical. And I was looking at it, it was like, you could tell when people put time and energy, and it was just funny because I was like all the, they had New Millennium, they had a lot of our product lines that were people that we worked with. They had Budswell by the fucking. I was like, yeah, Budswell, good. I like Budswell. There's certain product lines that most people wouldn't even use just because they're going to go straight out of the, like, we're taking that one, and he kind of mishmashed his whole thing, but it was like exactly what I would have done too, which is take the best of each company, make your own thing in the end, because sometimes. It is good to work with certain formulas, but at the same time, it's also good to figure out what's like every company has their star thing. But anyway, they're going to have a whole bunch of new products from them, and the Dunn deal is across the board. It's killer. Medical is the way to go in Colorado if you're going to get quality product. Because
what's the difference?
Tax.
Price. Tax.
Tax.
And sometimes it's because the people push because a lot of times with the rec they don't really. They don't have those. The clientele is a little different. So with the medical people, they're super loyal, and they're also buying like extended counts, and they're going in and I'll take it all. You know what I mean? So they're not limited like the rec. The rec comes in and says, okay, this is what I can do, and so there's a limit for that. So from their side, it's a lot nicer.
We might have a done deal at a physician's office in Boulder to get a medical card soon, and they're also. I believe there's a bill coming through, right, to allow medical patients to purchase up to 30 grams in a single transaction, limited to the daily limit added up over the month. So if it's
who's going to do all that?
Is that Chinese?
Who's doing that? It's 8 grams times the
it's
whole
8 grams times 30
month.
Yeah, so you either go in and get it all, or
no. 8 grams times 30, but only 30 grams at a time. So it's not like you can go every day and get 30. You can go 30 until you hit the 240, which would
so crazy.
That's too much math.
Yeah, but it allows medical patients to only make one trip when they have to now make, which would be 4 or 5 trips.
Well, you can get like your extended plant count too, and I think you can still at certain shops get 2 ounces. Like it's really small.
There's a difference between EPC and UPC, and I guess UPC is the one that is harder to get, and that's the one that allows you to get more grams per trip as well.
So it's a different medical.
So EPC does not allow you to get more per gram, but it allows them to grow more plants for you that you have to buy 8 grams at a time.
Unlimited plant count?
I'm talking about 8 grams of concentrate, but you can. I think it's 2 ounces of flour for some weird reason. I don't know why, but it's weird. And then
stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So
greenfarmsmed.com.
Green Farms Med. Oh, the bucket. This harvest bucket from Green Bros could be yours for near, what was it,
300 and change.
And it connects to the top of your Homer bucket or any bucket you got lying around, which we all got plenty of them, that's for sure, and turns it into a trimmer, but actually really well designed, and it all runs with a drill. So come on now. We all got a Homer bucket and a drill lying around, right?
And it's made by Green Bros, which is quality.
Trimming, so.
And you want us to go to Cannabis, so we need to buy our G-Light.
Uh-oh, now you're trying to go on that
13 grand.
Where is it? Show
retail,
the G-Light. Show the G-Light.
We will sell it to you for 8 grand.
Wow, look at you, dropping the price finally.
Dude, that is sick.
I need to get it sold.
Finally.
You can mount that to an airplane.
We broke them. It took a while to break them, but we did it.
We did it.
Everybody. Rosin Dog, this is your moment to shine.
Yeah, really.
This is it.
Remember when we showed up for you, Rosin Dogs?
Yeah, Rosin Dog.
Like, did a show from your
waterlogged
store
after
a flood destroyed everything, and we gave you the support you needed.
Flew
Anyways,
in.
if you're interested in this,
landed.
But anyway,
arrived.
Poor Rosin Dogs.
Dave brought bagels. Did you?
You guys didn't even invite me. It was like whatever,
Oh, he's still hurting. But anyway, yeah. If you got anybody, come around, Rosin Dogs. You know you got somebody out there.
No.
They're doing demos on the 23rd too, which is online.
Of this?
Yes, and it's going to be, so they're going to be doing some push for it. So they're trying to help you. I think is what's happening.
I know.
So it's going to be a demo.
Colin. This is what Colin said. If you buy it from us, and for some reason you feel in any way, shape, or form it doesn't do what it should do, he will stand behind it 100%, and he will replace it with another Green Bros product.
Which there's so many of them.
Okay, so he wants to
So
help us get there.
If you want a trimmer or any of their other products, if they make everything they have is high quality.
Go to Green Bros. If there's something there you really like, will you send me a note? And I will see if he'll swap it out for us, and we'll sell you that one at a wholesale price.
We'll do anything with that.
Come on.
Yeah. We're hustling.
GreenBros.com.
I wish I knew somebody who threw a big, huge mega festival in Oklahoma and who's totally flush.
Oh my God! And they were like,
I wish I knew somebody like that who would just say, you know what, we're
big
loaded.
belt buckles. Where's our belt buckles?
We have belt buckles. We're going to send you guys to Barcelona.
Anyways.
Here's your belt
Apothecary
buckles and
Farms.
stack of cash.
If you're into concentrate, then you want to check out Colorado and Oklahoma's concentrate focused dispensary.
You did pretty good. I remember when I was learning how to roll joints.
Wow!
Shots fired.
You better be a good one now. Now the pressure's on, dude.
I really, this is what he said was.
Yeah, terrible.
You know, we always talk about
Hang a left.
Apothecary Farms concentrates, but if you roll joints like Dave, you can just totally go in there and buy a pre-roll that is infused with their hash as well, and you know, you get that.
They're crushing it out in Oklahoma, that's for sure.
You can go into their Denver
Yeah, they
store.
are, man. They
sell
really are.
14er weed.
Multiple Cowboy Cup award winners.
Even on the med side now.
Yep.
And
on the med
multiple
side.
Cowboy Cup awards.
That's very
But
nice.
They're,
So
they're in 5 cities now?
no, it's 4 Colorado cities, 5.
Brent was on
Oklahoma
here.
5
cities.
now, isn't it?
Yes, he was on.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Brent was on not that long ago.
There was 3
Yeah, about a
before,
month
and then they
ago.
added the Garden of the Gods.
Simply put, they are one of the best
Look at all
commercial BHO extractors in the industry. They produce
They're
a
consistent,
fiber.
that's for sure.
When you
It's a good
open up
hit
a
of this
jar,
Tropicana Mai Tai
yeah,
with
it
fire.
fills the room.
You like that? Oh, good.
Fills the room, no matter what it is. If it's, and they make it all. So they have their ambrosia. They make high concentrate crystals. They make rosin. They make it all. So go to Apothecary Farms, Apothecary Extracts, and enter Dunn Deal. Or tell them you heard about it on the Dunn Show.
Dabex.
I mean, we already talked about Dabex, but oh my gosh,
We already sold
absolutely.
We sold one on the air today.
Sold one
Good
on the
job.
air.
Come on,
And so,
man.
Mark,
That's how
if
good
you
they are.
could go back and edit that out, that we're not edit it out, you know what I mean? Send me a clip of when we were talking about it, and when he buys one,
MTI will
I
send
need
that
to
right
send
over.
it to them.
They'll send that right over.
I'll use it.
I know that you secretly watch the show after. Why don't you just ask J-Lo? She watches the show
Yeah.
after.
No, I don't know
Yeah.
how to edit it
Yeah.
out. How do you do you do that? Make it.
I don't know how to do shit
Anyway.
either.
Yeah.
Does he look like the kind of guy who could do anything like that? Come on.
So,
Dude,
and
do you see him on Instagram all day? He's like,
know.
reel this, reel that.
Oh, he's
like,
reeling.
Dave's the party guy.
Wow.
His fingers are flying around.
give me that fucked up. Give me that fucked
You could
up.
just move him in a
That
different
was
direction and
fucked
then
up.
things will happen. You know that. It's only like, it could be here, but if you went over there, fuck, a whole different world.
What did I fucking post it? Everything was for the show. Motherfucker. Oh my gosh.
Dabex.com. Get the done deal.
For sure.
Oh. Ozo.coffee.
So
Ozo.coffee. What'd you say?
Coffee.com.
Oh my God.
really,
That
That got me all flustered, man. What's this problem?
Mateo's here.
Jeez,
Mateo's here.
What the fuck is happening? over
I
there?
have no fucking clue.
How did you get it so long? What did you do? Attach them together?
He had a penis enlargement.
I was gonna do 2 of the.
You drive a lifted truck too, I
ran
think, at
out.
home, right?
Oh,
you have a
okay.
lifted truck at home. This is how we roll the joints.
Ozocoffee.com.
You
It
have
is
to, like,
no
Hello,
longer.
ladies.
Got more on me.
No,
than I
it's more
did.
about the
Is that
girth
Patreon?
actually on the things. They don't
Yeah,
like.
that's a thin fucking joint here.
Yeah, if
that
you're
a
trying to get your
Patreon
coffee
moment?
fixed, it's no longer a done deal as the code.
Done Deal 23.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay?
Like
you
Jordan.
get your orders in right now, Rosendogs. Done Deal 23. Their coffee is fire. I have some in the car for you guys.
Oh.
I just remembered.
This is great.
You brought us
I
coffee.
have some for everyone.
Oh, I
but
guess I'm just going to go
Mark.
home right now. See you
Yeah.
later.
Sorry.
Yeah,
but I have some coffee in the car.
Oh, good.
This is more of a
Good.
Johnny
I literally
Tommy Chong.
opened. I was just about to open up my backup shitty coffee.
Wait,
and then I was like,
you
know what?
need to pause for a sec.
What?
I think he just
Yeah.
invoked our patron saint Tommy Chong's name about his joint, and that's just.
No, I didn't.
That's
No, I didn't.
not a
I
joke.
said, this is, no.
That's
This
like
is a Johnny Depp. I said, I feel like we're like
Tommy
than a
Chong.
Tommy Chong.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
OzoCoffee.com,
I
Done
got
Deal
Ozo.
23.
Yeah, I
Done
can
Deal
see Johnny
23.
Depp. Yeah, maybe
That
more of that.
is-
Happy Turf Day.
That's all I was saying.
Oh,
dude.
shit.
So
they did such a cute job.
you guys should try some 14er weed now that you're still in Colorado, and see what it's like in a can, ready to be opened at any
Man, now
time.
you need to go on that
fresh.
tour. That's another tour you need to go on after.
Oh yeah, we can do that. 14erboulder.com. We will have a done deal set up there soon. I don't know how we're going to work it out, whether we're going to pick a product each week or each month.
I'll meet you in the parking lot.
No, we're not.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We
I'll
don't
do that.
like this popcorn
Just
one.
give me a
Why would you
pager.
show that?
Little backhand, or you stand
me a
behind
pager.
it, and roll your window down. Yeah. It's gonna be
You
one
know,
of those.
you can
No?
you can
Not
hate me on me all you want, but the DJC weed is
Oh,
fucking
God.
fire. Just try it. It's great weed. I don't care if it has my name
Hey,
on
man.
it.
Someone in the chat said that earlier. They're all like.
Did they?
Yeah, they're all
Look
like.
at that. Thank you so much.
In the chat, really?
Yeah, they're all
Oh.
like, I haven't really encountered anything like that.
They have some serious
Wow.
reserve
I
strains.
say that
right
every
now.
time we have a show.
For better or for worse. I mean, I don't know.
Nothing to do with
But-
the weed.
Yeah,
but
come on, say it. Say it. Say it for me. That's fucked
That's
up.
fucked up.
That's fucked up. Anyway, 14erboulder.com. Go down there. Tell them you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show.
That's the deal you were telling me about the cup,
Yes.
right? The technology.
That's
cool.
the shit.
Talking about technology.
Stash Logics with an
Technology.
X.
Locking technology.
You need to have an expectation of privacy in the state of Colorado. So if
You need a
you're
key.
riding with something in your car that you don't want everyone to know about, it should be locked up. If you have a
This-
trunk, it should be in your trunk. But if you don't have a trunk, then you should have a locked box, and you can get one at StashLogics with an X.com. Enter Done Deal at checkout. I think it's 20%, could be 15. Don't hold it against me.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
Pegasus bags.
Pegasus
Bags.
Such a-
Hold on. You do Pegasus Bags for a second.
trying
I'm
to
going to send
skim me
Mark
right
a
now?
note.
So Pegasus bags, which
Oh.
is for grow bags for.
Should we go to
mushrooms.
hempen real quick?
What? What are we
No,
doing?
no,
What?
Pegasus
okay.
Bags is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are those
He's got all-
sparkly?
So
all
here's
of
the
the
thing.
products you need.
Pegasus Bags.
Uh-huh.
They also sell a plastic eating fungi.
Oh yeah, that's what I really want to talk to him about.
He's ready to come on. In fact, he was so excited when, not in the way you're thinking, but when he heard that they're trying to gut Prop 122, because really his specialty is political lobbying. And we were talking about how we needed a lobbyist. And so he wants to fly down here and really get in front of the faces of the people that are trying to change the law.
Nice.
In a very professional way that they listen to.
Very good. Very good.
So go
Wild
to
tripping, I bet.
Pegasus.
Wild tripping really hard.
Mark, can we get the website right? Pegasus Grow Bags? Or is it Pegasus
Moving
Bags?
around him.
It's PegasusBags.com. That's what I got.
PegasusBags.com.
Didn't see me.
Place an order right now. Enter Done Deal at checkout. It's 20% off.
Yep. Especially if you're buying in bulk, it's very.
Yeah,
it's become
get your
super
bulk
deals.
orders in right now. We need to be growing
Yeah, we need to go to fucking
mushrooms
Cannabis.
everywhere. No, well, we need to be growing them while we have the opportunity
Well, I mean,
because
and
we
it-
don't
it-
know what's going to happen.
And if you don't want to go all out and get all the tubs and all that stuff, like you can grow all in one in these bags. You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy right now. You know what I mean? Like if you don't want to go out and get all the tubs and get the tech and all that stuff,
Which is
you
a
know what I mean? You just
pretty good decision in the sense of like nobody wants to see. I mean, how many times have you been to a place where like filled with tubs and you're like, you got to clean. If you don't, you got to keep them clean. You're gonna be using them like bam, bam, bam. Anyway, it's like at the end of the day, bags.
I don't want to hit J-Lo seed. So
What's
go
that?
to
Who?
PegasusBags.com.
In his fucking thin
What happened?
joint.
What happened? It broke. Oh, you got a seed in there?
Stupid seed
Not
in there.
me.
Ruined the whole thing.
It's just
Hempen.co.
Dave
Ugh,
is
that
jealous
smells
at
bad.
the length of your joint.
Yeah, I guess it's got nothing. Motion
You
of the
know,
ocean.
That is so fucked up.
Oh, you're ending the thing like that? Is that what, yeah.
Well, no, because she's innuendo is the penis envy thing, and I had one.
Okay, all right.
Travis's.
Round up here. We're doing some advertising.
Hey
we
guys, get back to track. Get back to
Hempen
track. Thank you.
Co.
We still got the
Hemp
deal.
and
Do we
Co.
know about the deal?
What is the deal? I think
Two
you have
for-
to.
it's a two for
Yes,
one.
I don't know if it's still a twofer, but you know what?
think
You
it
should
is.
just write that you came from the Adam Dunn show.
Buy one, get one free.
Buy one, get one free. Is that what
20
it is?
extra dollars, eternal salvation, or your 4 times your money back.
Oh, I mean, there's really no else.
That's
you
a
can't
deal.
Get that.
That's a deal.
What was the eternal salvation?
Yeah,
What was
kind
that
of join
about?
a
Go
cult.
back to the
but
show and
it's
listen
kinda
to
cool.
it.
I don't listen to the show.
You have to now.
I'm not gonna then.
But yeah, check out Hempin. Definitely super quality CBD products.
All ingredients quality.
Yes, sir.
All ingredients. It really
Tiger
did
blood
wonders
is
for
the
my
bomb.
dog.
Tiger blood, if you need it for
That's what you-
deep tissue sort of pain, perfect. It's like
And the moist.
moist. Yeah, moist.
Yeah, they're still working
Thank
on
you,
that,
too.
right? But that's coming along.
It's
I'm
not there
sure.
yet. It's not.
Yeah, it's not here
available.
yet. But
See,
it's
do you
coming.
see it in front of you? No.
I sent you a WhatsApp, Mark. Take a look at that.
It's
for
under
a second.
R&D right now.
All right, that's R&D moist.
Moist.
All right, hempin.co.
Hempin.co.
Fishhead Farms.
Yes, sir.
Fishhead.
Fishheadfarms.com.
What is Fishhead Farms fish shit?
Well, it's got 2 things in it. Well, actually, one.
It's the shit.
Shit
of
it
the
is
fish.
the shit, man. It's the heat of the fish.
All
But yeah,
right.
it's a very simple product, but it works great, and your plants will notice the difference 100%. I've given it to people who have, like, yeah, whatever. And then all of a sudden they call me up like, dude, I've never seen my plants pray like that. And you're like, well, there you go. Instant bonus. Oh yeah, that's how it gets made.
That's
the fish farts. Yeah.
That is disgusting.
Even underwater,
The
it's
fact that you
impressive.
guys have that as an option as
How it
sound
cuts
is
through.
terrible.
How it makes it through the water. Yeah, I like that.
Fishheadfarms.com.
Absolutely. Absolutely terrible.
Don't you excuse yourself?
Cultured biologics.
I'm actually sad because I had to make it from A to B, and I was driving past where Culture Biologics was, and I knew I had to go there to get some food, but I was like, there's no way I can do it and make it in time. So next time, so check out culturebiologics.com if you want to get it. It is a carbon-based nutrient line, super easy to use, powdered mostly, except for the flush, which is so it works as a pH down, but it also has extra capacities to it, and a mercenary, obviously not a powdered line, but so it makes it real stable, easy to use, and highly effective, I'd have to say. One of the
And he's
best.
killing it. He was all over Instagram about
Is he
his
still doing the
sales.
50? He's still doing the sale. I think he's
I
still got
saw the thing
He had a
today.
50%. He had a 50% sale, so you want to check them out now.
Also, you
So
should
forget the
join-
done deal. But oh yeah, check the
Join
Discord,
their Discord, man,
which is
because
going
they
off.
are active. They're crazy active.
Which
What
is good
does
to
it mean to be crazy active in Discord?
I don't know. I don't know. I always get notifications that things are happening and
Things are going down.
Yeah, things are going down. Adam
Tokens
wins,
are flying
Adam
around.
wins things. 'cause
Oh,
he
yeah, I
puts
won.
memes in.
Isn't it
about
just like the
drugs.
old Usenet when we were young?
Drugs.
And it,
Yes. What?
It's like the old Usenet, right? You
Yeah,
type-
sort of.
Oh, look
at you. Message
And
board.
everyone, yeah, and everyone has their own little pocket, and it's you have to join that little pocket, and then all of a sudden you can do all the cool things in there, and then there's some that have roles, and you can
Aren't you confused
assign
already?
people roles and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, you got so 30 seconds ago.
Dave's looking at you more and more his eyes are getting tighter and tighter. He's like, what are you talking about? But yeah, check out Culture Biologics' Discord. Check out their website. Obviously, use a done deal. Pick up some stuff.
I'm gonna get into Discord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dab Logic. Dab Logic and Verde Natural.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Woke him up. Slapped him.
Did you see these?
So good.
No, I don't ever see anything because
Smell it.
I'm on this side of the table. Where
No, not this one.
Oh, no concentration rates to the side of the table.
Very
I
high
see.
concentration of concentrates
I
over.
mean,
Oh, now I get
we're
this.
working on the
sloppy
migration
second.
of
Sloppy
concentrates
seconds
over
of
there.
Dab Logic.
That's
Anyways.
called French onion, but it smells exactly like it.
VerdeNatural.com.
I'd have to say, pretty oniony.
Oniony.
Like, straight up.
So right now you're
there's no
talking about
seed
the
anymore.
Dab
That's
Logic
why.
handmade
Bio.
solventless hash, correct?
Holy fuck. So you go to Dab Logic, or you go to the Hash House, or you go to Verde Natural. You enter Done Deal at checkout. This only works on pre-orders. You get 15% off
Say
of everything.
what?
So don't be the guy that walks into the register and says it really loud so that
like Dave would do.
Hey, give me a fucking discount.
Yeah, I'm Dave. You should know my face is on the jar. The other thing.
even though
the other
I'm
guy.
the one asking you to do it, he is implying that I would be the one to do that.
Oh, yeah,
Excellent.
totally.
Great.
Yeah.
Just place a pre-order. It'll be ready for you in minutes.
Somehow I see it though.
Okay. Enter Dunn Deal. There, you don't need to see. Just take our word for it. If you want to, go in there and ask to look at it, and then go out to your car and place a pre-order. All right. Just don't put them on a spot because they're not. It's not going to work at the register. You have to place
Not
it
even
online.
if you like write it on a note and slip it to him. Just kidding.
David's pissed.
So the next
Somehow
ad,
we'll make it through.
We're hiring a sound engineer. So they're fire. I mean, what they're doing right now
it's honestly
is
worth it.
unfucking believable when it comes to their rosin
It's pretty fire.
and their flour. And believe me, it is on par with what's going on at 14 or Boulder. And you guys know how much I love them, and so I take nothing away from either of them. They are both incredible. But right now, Dab Logic is just crushing it with this rosin. Julian is a fucking artist. He knows what he's talking about, and he has an awesome set of tools. Anybody get that one? You're my age. So dablogic.com, #house, Verde Natural. Here's what you do. Terpwipes.com/Dundeal. That's all you need to do. Get the subscription. It's a must-have, although I have to say I don't use them as much anymore.
Why not?
Because
Dab X.
my Dab X just doesn't, it's not as, but I use them a lot, okay?
Yeah.
I look,
You can use those for the Dab X, right?
Okay, you can pass over your terp wipes.
Use it for your
Terpwipes.com/Dundeal.
It's been salvaged. It's been salvaged to
Let me tell you
semi-smokable
something.
joint now.
Did
you do an operation on it? You have a little operation going?
No, but they listen.
These guys are a tough crowd.
Everyone is listening to us because when I said you can get yourself a pallet of Bio
People are getting
365,
pallets are going.
they're sending
Really?
in requests.
Wow.
So Tim,
It's weird.
at bio365.com.
They want their pallet now.
Or follow
Where's
Tim
my pallet?
on Instagram at bio365_Tim.
Dave, where's my pallet? That's what it's going to be. That's going to be the next email. We're going to start seeing.
Hey Dave, where's my
Hey
pallet?
Dave, where's my pallet? Cheddar Bob ordered
I've
a pallet.
seen these pallets.
Cheddar Bob ordered a pallet like fucking 2 months ago, bro. What's going on? I'd be like, I don't know,
That tastes
man.
good.
It does taste good.
Yeah.
Without the seeds.
Very nice.
Without the seed, it tastes
Sans
great.
seeds.
Bio365.com.
Yes, check them
So
out.
sweet.
Numb
Oh
nuts.
shit!
I'm really happy with this product.
Me too.
Of course, it's
Yeah,
peanut butter.
of course
How
you
what,
are.
you gonna get mad at it or something? Fucking peanut butter.
They
Fuck
have,
you.
it's really fucking good. Really fucking good.
Dave's
No.
putting Dave in a coma or something. Like, what's going on?
It's Vinny's chocolates. I had 2 of the big
Dave's
ones.
he's kicking in. He's
That's
like
five. Probably like 520.
It will do what all peanut butter does: makes your mouth stick. So don't
Try the almond butter, or if you're a medical
The
patient.
almond butter is
1,000
really, really good.
milligrams.
Cinnamon
right
almond butter is fire. I'd have to say.
there. It really is.
Got its own vibe.
They
Yeah.
worked
Want it right
really
now.
hard
Like-
to get that flavor and texture. I can tell you, I was with them all throughout this process. So
Yeah,
they,
just
they
licking the
worked
spoon.
hard.
Dave was the spoon licker, official spoon
I just mixed
licker
the
during
THC butter.
They
I
go,
like-
Dave, come over here. Dave. Lick spoon.
Were you the big spoon or little
I was
spoon?
gonna ask Dan to when he was doing it. I was just gonna throw out there, Dave's a cop, and see what he does with his rap. So just to get it from you, So
And the
We
CBD
can end the
products
show
can be
with that.
delivered to your door.
We can end the
Save it
show
for
with
Patreon.
Dave's, oh yeah, Patreon.
if you want to hear that, join Patreon
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
join
It's gonna
Patreon
be a
and-
once play.
Get the done deal.
Yeah.
Numbnutsco.com.
We're gonna give them real
Numbnutsco.com.
words.
And CenturyLink.
Who is that?
This is
No.
No,
You
you
didn't
can't-
read.
no,
You fucker.
I
don't know.
Holy shit! You don't read your WhatsApp. I said read WhatsApp.
No, that's not.
Okay. Oh,
That wasn't
it. Okay.
No, that
I don't
was.
speak English. I speak Turpanese.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
Zibbity doodah.
Oh, well, we love Humboldt Humidors.
Yeah, we do love Humboldt
don't worry about it.
Oh.
Humboldt
We
Humidors.
just don't have a website.
Their website is
They're in a
they're
zone
just
that could
having
be-
a problem. It's
Yeah.
not
Technical
has nothing to do with just technical problems.
difficulties.
Go to HumboldtHumidors.com, enter Dunn Deal at checkout. You get 20% off. Fantastic product. made right here in South Park, Colorado.
Imagine that.
Imagine that, along with the cartoon. Or not with,
signed by Danny Aiello.
Fantastic.
Vinny had too many chocolates again.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
too.
did.
How many chocolates?
All
did
right.
Vinny
I
have?
had
That could
two.
be a whole new show.
How many chocolates did you have?
So hard.
How many chocolates did Vinny have? Because he can always tell. He's like,
That's what.
You really going to say that and not have Vinny isolate
I
that
listened to
one
myself.
right
I was
out?
like, all right, turn it up.
And my apologies.
1.25.
So are we going off to S-Tech now?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so my apologies to the winner. I just forgot to push send last week on the email.
Oh,
So-
my God.
But he sent us.
Super cute.
I sent it off.
Was
The
it
first
Cheddar
thing
Bob?
when I got here, I opened up the email and I was like, I think I forgot to push send, and then he already wrote an email back to us, so it was all good. We got them all handled now. So
you pushed the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pushed the
Yeah,
button.
messages.
I double checked it.
Right.
It is now in the sent folder, which indicates that it has been
It'd be
sent.
kind of cool to
Yes.
see if somehow you could collect all of the unsend messages, because I bet there's some fucking critical ones where you're like, oh my God, you didn't push send on that, and then the guy fucking died. Like, oh my God.
That was
Just
so
look, when you,
hard.
when you put an attachment on there and you're like,
'Cause
hey,
you know
see
it.
attached, and if you don't attach it, the thing goes, hey, you didn't
It's
attach
all like,
it,
Could
dumbass.
we should
It'd
you
be a
just-
whole, be a book.
You
What?
made me think of a game. We should play a game one day, which is you open up your email and we guess how many unread each of us have.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I'm serious because
Whoever
that
is
could be
closest,
really
we could
fucking.
give
I've
funny.
sat next to people on planes and had them look over at me and just go, dude, I usually don't say something, but how do you have so many unread messages? I'm just like, dude, whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, I think 26,000 or something.
Oh, 26,000 I can't do, but I'm fucking close to that, man.
I think so,
I
too.
just glanced at it.
the
I
only
went,
things
fuck.
that are unread on my thing are like promos that I haven't got to yet.
Or stuff
Other
from
than that-
us.
No, I just delete that right away, so it doesn't stay in my thing.
That's hilarious.
Wait, you could delete email?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
it's a beautiful
What
thing.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Really?
Actually, you can set up a thing to
I've
where
only got 10,000.
It doesn't even get to me, it just goes straight to the shit folder.
I'm only on the 10,000.
I got you beat.
You did?
Anyways.
All right, I'm in the 10,000 range. But those are all bullshit. Those
Hi.
are not like
I didn't
emails
see
I
that.
should open up. What do you got?
Hey,
Okay,
can
right
we?
It's all your spam, dude.
Oh,
You're
I'm
spam
only
man.
3,731.
No,
I
well,
literally,
It's because you know you're Jay Lonely.
I have 11, and they're literally all DJ promos from months ago.
You shouldn't say that about a single woman.
On the way.
Just saying that.
What's going on here? Jumping all over the place. Shout out.
There
to
we go.
Oh, there we go.
S-Tech. So let me, if you are
Booth
commercial-
23.
Booth main
Old
main
school.
hall
Main hall.
23
There you go.
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
If you are a commercial grower, if you are considering getting into the commercial space, if you're in New York, an emerging state, or if you happen to be attending Cannabis, we'd love to set up a meeting with one of their lighting engineers and the owner of the company, Jack. So you need something spec'd out, they'll spec it out for you. You have a bid from another company, they want a bid on it too. So go to S-Tech.
And they have tech that's really fucking on point.
Their lensing is huge. He owns his factory. Okay, he owns his factory. All the other LED companies taking nothing away from them. They buy from the same 4 factories. They don't buy from Jack. Jack has unique proprietary lensing technology. Check him out at STech, ESTTECH.com. And you know what we do once a month? Mark, what do we do?
Turn my mic back on.
I was talking.
We give away a light, dude. How do you get that light, Dave?
Potatoes.
You need to send an email to dundeal@adamdunshow.com with your name, your phone number, and some gross misspelling of Midsteo
In the subject line.
in the subject line.
And why you need a light.
And why you need a light. I mean, it would be good if you really needed it because we would like to do some good.
How's the potato? Wow.
STech.com.
There you go.
Sorry, that was my kid voice.
Oh.
Seeds here now. Look at that.
Look at that.
Lined
I'm
up
right there.
perfect.
So
Latest drop.
I'm pretty
Seeds
sure
here now.
your dad grows. I'm making sure you get a pack of those seeds because you were such a hater. He's just like, when this guy gets off, I will join on Patreon. So your dad
call
grows.
him out.
Will you send Mark an email
Nope.
with your address and we will send you a pack of those
Dave's an
seeds?
email.
I don't get the email right now. I haven't been able to set up my done deal since we had it switched over.
So go to DunnDeal@AdamDunnShow.com and we will get the
We'll
message
get them to
there.
you.
Yes,
SeedsHereNow.com. Enter Dunn Deal at checkout. You get 10% off your seeds. They're shipped to you discreetly, even though you don't really have to be discreet anymore in the United States because seeds are okay to send and sell.
So cool.
Says the courts.
This is straight from a cop's mouth, guys.
Yeah, right.
This is straight from a cop's mouth. You know it's true.
Hey, did I sound like a cop?
70 plus breeders, no shared mails, amazing customer service. If anything goes wrong, just reach out to them.
And then don't forget about
the auction.
That's right. Where all the secrets are there. Some
Rare.
some exactly hard to find sleeper packs, but also just stuff that hasn't been ever recalled in any way, shape, or form. So that means it's been passed and tried and true. Whereas if it was shitty, it would be probably not in the vault. Nope. So nothing shit gets in the vault.
Are there any J-Lo strains in the vault?
Yeah.
I got some J-Lo strains.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but real expensive. See, look at that. Adam Dunn Show. Oh, we're going to have a new product on.
Look at that pink shirt. Ladies.
Look at that. Come on, Jill.
Ooh, I like the bandana too for the
Get in there.
dogs.
Tell your
I
mom
need
to buy you
these.
all the stuff for the show.
Oh, that's killer.
I need everything.
Yes, say
Why doesn't mom just buy us?
AdamDunnShow.com. Go click
Yeah.
on show merch and check out all
merch,
the
man.
designs.
Check out
Why
the
do you
show
have
merch.
mom come have lunch with me?
Whoa, choke out the
Maybe I
choke
should.
merch.
Check out the show merch, man.
I know, I said it all wrong.
Is she
though.
younger than me?
But yeah, look at all that. It's all that.
Yes,
I
sir.
think you guys are like the same
She
age.
53?
Oh, she's older. than
We're J-Lo's mom's age?
No.
I'm going to show my emails
My
again real
mom's
quick.
58.
Was she 23 when she had you? Then we'd be the
But it
same.
literally was all DJ promos.
Now you're
And
breaking all the
and my
rules. Now you're
passport
telling me
appointment.
2 women's ages on the air.
Yeah,
What are you,
that's true.
crazy, bro?
That's
2
true.
generations.
I am 29 and a half. I'll have
Oh,
you know.
half. Oh, my God. She's hanging in, like scratching. She's sliding into it, like with, like,
So everyone join Patreon, and you can hear Dan do his rap.
Dirty 30
Not
next-
sing.
Oh, my
rap.
God.
Would want to
This
say
is
that.
really-
Old
Get outta here.
fucking farty white guy.
What?
Like me. I said I'm an old farty white guy.
I heard
said
that.
sing instead of
Sing. Oh, yeah, you fucked up.
rap. Sorry.
Big time. Really big, really.
The Sound of Music.
Pretty much exposed
That's what
all
I
your
see when I
copness
look at you.
that point.
Yeah, copness. Fuck.
So yeah, check us out over on Patreon. We'll all be hanging out again. Take a 10-minute break. And if thanks to all the sponsors and the guests, of course, check them out. Seats here now. Get in on that drop because it's very limited. And we'll see you all next week. Peace out. Thanks, Dan. The 2 Dans, you got Dirty Dan, and are you dirtier than him though? You kind of
Yes.
Dirtier Dan.
I
Dirtier
need
Dan.
you
That
guys
could
to
be
follow
you.
the
Some
treat
dirty
show.
ass.
I need the treat show and the website. If you know if these people could get a minute, it would be
What's going on?
really
is it?
nice.
Wait.
What's
She's
what's
trying
the
to do
website?
something over here. What she's
The
doing?
treat show. I don't know how you find it that fast.
The Treat Show, and that's the website. You have your own
Yes.
everything, like The Treat Show. Dot nothing.
We'll post it.
Wow. That
Well, if you want to buy some very expensive genetics, some expensive clones, just go to treatgenetics.com. They're quite expensive.
Jeez, dude.
I'm
how
gonna
to
put a sale. I'm gonna put a sale on them though.
half price.
Have they been selling at that price? I'm just curious.
Depends on the strain. Not like you know. But I feel
Makes me know that Adam's underpriced.
see? Well, they're gonna be half off on a lot of strains this week.
Half off. Telly.
Pretty big one.
Oh, man, it's Teo. They're flying in already.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're flying in.
okay.
Competition. All right, guys. See you next week. Peace out.
So much love.
Peace out.
Yes, sir.
Practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing.
Neat.
Want you to smoke the natural herb.
Sweet.
Some call it marijuana.
Sweet.
Some call it sesame.
Sweet.
Some call it lamb's bread.
The tea.
And some people call it